Bust down rolling for the hell of it. It's my time to shine, spotlights is my element. Fuck a plain Jane, don't insult my intelligence. I don't plan on selling it, so I don't see the relevance. You niggas having pawn shop nightmares. I'm light years ahead of niggas, even on a light year. Dom Perignon stain the laces of my night ears. Born poor, but I'ma die rich, nigga, life's fair. Alright, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the world. Hit that like, hit that shit, let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother. Hater. I'm thinking about creating a new intro. If you got any suggestions, leave it in the comments. Hater. Use up, Aydin. Yo,
that's my man, shit, man.
Shout out to I forget her name. My apologies, but she pulled up to the shop today. She's a nurse. She's from another state. She came to New York City. She went to see the Book of Hove display in Grand Army Plaza, and her second stop was coming to the shop to take a picture outside of the shop.
Wow. I made Grand Army famous though. I made Grand Army.
Get the video there.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, man.
Let's get through the interview so we can.
We're gonna get there.
Let's talk.
Let's go.
My God,
let's go.
It is what it is.
Facts.
It's factos.
MECC, what's the word?
Millie's. Beast. You're a beast, bro.
The hoodies. Go check out the Hoodies album. Shout out to Kid Capri.
Shout out to Millie's, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Millie's. I just want to throw that in there. The Hoodies, they got a project out right now. Go check it out. I mean, Kid Capri worked on it with them. They are dope. Go check them out. Also, because I don't get to do this. Yeah, I got a couple videos out right now. Y'all need to go check those out too. Come Back, Butterflies. And
all around.
Go check those out. They're on my YouTube channel. So all you gotta do is leave from this when you're done and go to that on the same channel. It ain't that far. Salute to everybody that's been loving the music. Gat.
I'm here, man. I got that video out. Now that everybody promoting.
Yes.
My Body.
My Body.
You know what I'm saying? Directed by my man KK. You know what I'm saying?
47.
KK 47. Shout out to my man Matt Hoffa. He performed at the Urban Plaza the other night, tore it down.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful look.
I pioneered the Urban Plaza, man. That's why I was the first. My first
we gonna get to you, Ed. We know we gonna get to you. We know you legendary.
I'm good.
Let's keep it moving.
Yo, tonight's guest.
We got you, Ed.
Tonight's guest.
I don't need no intro.
Let me tell you something. Soldier Boy, hold your horses.
And like,
hold your horses.
We got a legend in the building. Listen, man, coolest of the cool. In my opinion, growing up, there were two guys that I looked at as, damn, I want to be that cool when I get older. It was Slick Rick, and it was this gentleman. Then I found out we had the same birthday, and I was like, oh, yes. So I felt connected.
And he from Brooklyn.
A legend in the game. You've seen him cross over and do cameos and shows and all types of stuff. And now he has an organization called SEAL that we're going to talk about tonight. We got special editors.
Big Brooklyn.
Big Brooklyn.
Big Brooklyn. I'm sorry, Mecca.
Brooklyn.
All day. Idol, the highest
day.
title. You heard? Yeah, I ain't got to say it no more. That shit just hover over me. Yeah.
That's what happens when you have one of like the biggest songs of all time in the genre.
Man, it's a blessing. You know, I owe it to Howie T, man. I want to shout out Howie T. And I just want to say, you know, Howie a very private person, but, you know, he going through some things right now. He's kind of plagued with a ailment. He has ALS. You know what I'm saying? And he's currently hospitalized. And, you know, that's like my big brother, man. That's like Howie is my inspiration and my motivation. So, you know, I'm real hurt right now behind all that. But, you know, I want to bring some awareness. I want to bring about some awareness to ALS. That's Lou Gehrig's disease, and it's serious, you know. And you know, this is my first time really encountering it, and someone so close to me. So I just want to say, you know, shout outs to Hitman Howie T. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I just seen him last week. I go on the VI, I go see him all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? I owe that man my livelihood. You feel me? So shout outs to Hitman Howie T.
Shout out
Few
to Howie
shout-outs
T.
to
him. Yeah,
Positive,
salute.
nothing but
Get
positive
better,
energy.
brother.
Positive
Please.
energy.
Positive
Peace,
energy.
brother.
Amen.
Few people owe Hitman Howie T. That dude was behind a lot of hits.
Yeah,
He invented the
absolutely.
remix.
Howie was the original producer, super producer in Brooklyn. You know, he pushed everybody out of Brooklyn back in those days. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was definitely instrumental in Brooklyn hip hop.
Who were some of the artists he pushed out?
Straight man,
Yeah,
right.
before me, he had UTFO, he had Whistle, Lil Sean, Puma,
Shout out to Lil Sean. Shout out to him.
yeah, Chubb Rock. I'd say UTFO, yeah. He worked with Full Force. He did a lot of cats out of Brooklyn, even Izzy Ice. You know what I'm saying? Soul Man. So yeah, Howie T, man, was just like the hood savior. You know what I mean? Everybody went to him. You wanted a hit, see the hit man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, his track record was impeccable.
How did y'all link, you being so young and him already having a reputation?
You were in Erasmus at the time, right?
Yeah, I was in Erasmus at the time, but I've known about and known Howie T since I was a child. Howie T lived across the street from my family, you know, my cousins, the Pike family. And we used to always go over there and visit. It's a short walk, you know, maybe about a 20-minute, 30-minute walk down the Ave from Church Ave. I'm from Church and 31st, and they lived on Schenectady, you know what I'm saying, in Snyder, Tilden and Snyder, so right by the graveyard. So yeah, when we went over there for family visits or whatever, just pulling up, Howie T was always the music man. He you know, DJ, Count Disco, all of that. So he had a crew. They used to make mixtapes. So when I was little, I used to literally watch them making mixtapes out in the driveway, in the yard. Like he'd pull the equipment out, almost like a block party, but on his property. You know what I'm saying? And they'd be out there making mixtapes. So I've been watching him since I was a youngin', and that really inspired me to even want to rap, because I seen how dope it was. I was like, man, they out here passing the mic around, the DJ cutting it up, and that's what really introduced me to rap on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? That era, the mixtapes, Hitman Howie T, yeah.
When did you know you were nice?
I knew I was nice in junior high school. In junior high school, I used to battle my man Gage, you know, just walking home, you know what I'm saying? And we be spitting for real, like some real shit. And I used to write in junior high. By junior high, rap was serious, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, nowadays I see kids like, you know, saying stupid bars at each other and laughing and shit. No, we was spitting in junior high school. And then one time in 8th grade, that's when DJ Action, shout outs to DJ Action, man. We linked up since 8th grade. But he when we used to cut out, or even after school, go to his crib, and he had, in 8th grade, he had two 1200s, a mixer. He had a whole set with the mic, and he had these big ass speaker cabinets that he built.
In 8th grade?
In 8th
In
grade.
8th grade.
Wow.
DJ Action, facts.
Let me tell you something. Before
Wow.
the cell phones and the iPads, kids was doing shit.
Yeah.
Kids was
That's a
getting
fact.
involved.
So that's what I'm
to.
saying. There was
Yeah.
more,
Hands dirty.
more aptitude, more hands-on shit.
Right.
He actually built them cabinets himself, and he had break beats too. So, you know, whether, I don't know how he got all this shit. You know what I mean? I kind of asked, but you know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. But
Not sure you really want to hear the answer.
yeah, but he had a mic, which was my point. So I would grab the mic and be like, yeah, well, do what you do, I'm gonna do what I do, and we fuck around and make little tapes and shit like that. So we've been doing that since the 8th grade. But even one time in class, we had like a substitute teacher, you know, and they wasn't about nothing. We wasn't doing shit but bugging out, throwing shit out the window, clowning. And then, you know, we did an actual live recording session without recording in class. I had a whole section singing and doing my background, and they was doing the chorus, Action was beatboxing, and I was spitting. We did a whole session in the class in junior high school, and the shit was dope. The song was dope. As a matter of fact, you know somebody named Jillian?
That's my sister.
Yeah, Jillian is the OG.
Yeah.
She gangster.
Yeah.
I went to school with her.
Yeah.
So she was in my class, and she probably was in that class too. You asked about the
Oh, that's
session.
crazy.
Hold on. That's weird,
Yeah,
bro.
you asked about the
Hold on.
sessions in junior high school.
Hold on.
That's mad random, yo.
Yeah,
You know somebody named? Wait a minute.
That's my sister.
Hang on a second.
yeah. That's like my sister too. You feel me? Like for real.
Go
Like,
back far enough.
Yeah. That's one of our, like, you know, in them days in junior high school, all the guys and the girls had their crew and everybody was tight, and it was like family. So that's like family to me. You feel me? So yeah, we did that.
Oh, I need her to pick up. I need her
Picked
to
up.
answer the phone.
She-
Yo, OG.
What you want, man?
What you mean what I want, man? You don't call your little brother like that? What's up?
I ain't fucking with you, bro. I said,
She said, I ain't fucking with you, bro.
Right. He a super duper star.
me.
hit him up, and I got cooking.
Yo, you hit me on IG. I don't even run my IG no more. You got my number, Jill. Like, what you talking about?
But I called you, bro, and you don't answer the phone, so don't even start the bull.
I love you though.
Wow.
I love you though.
See?
But I'll put your ass in the closet.
I love
Told you
said.
she gangster,
Like,
Look,
son.
look, look, look.
She
Yo,
ain't
one of your
fucking with
homies
you.
in the building. He just put me on the spot. He was like, you know, Jillian.
Lord, he ain't the government.
Hold on.
What up, son?
Good.
What up, son? Hey, you was in 8th grade with me?
I was with you since you was 5.
I know that, but I'm talking about, you remember when we did the session in class?
Yes.
There we go. You was
Facts.
probably doing the chorus too with Sue.
Sue, yes.
Yeah, the host.
Whitman Day.
All the girls were singing the background. You remember what it was? I ain't gonna sing it for you, but the girls sang
What
the
you have my
background.
sister singing, man? What you have my
All of them
sister
sang the background, and Act did the beatbox, and I was spitting right in the middle of school, in the middle of class.
Bro, why I just talked you up? Because I told my man, I said, me and Ron, we were the trombones and Ed was the trumpet. We was
That's right. We was in the band too, and I was telling them Act was DJing back then. He had his turntables, mixer, break beats, and his speakers.
we ain't new to this, we true to this.
I
Wow.
told you your sister
Wow.
gangster, son.
Yeah.
She down with us. Word up. All right, Jill.
You ain't never tell me that though. It's all good.
You learn something new every day.
Trying to show off.
Yo, I'm showing off. My guest is bringing you up, but I'm showing off. You crazy.
Your sister been
Aye, sis.
recorded.
Love you too.
Yeah.
That wasn't staged either.
Nah, that wasn't staged at all.
Nah,
How
she-
could it
That
be?
wasn't staged at all. Wow.
Yeah, son. She been recording, son. So basically, that's where it all started, where we actually started really manifesting songs and putting it down for real, you know, in
Yo,
school.
Special Ed is like your uncle.
You going a little too far. You going a little too far with it, bro.
That's my sister.
You going a little too far.
It's almost like an uncle. It's like
I ain't never seen him at the cookout.
Another reunion.
we was in the streets, you feel
Right.
me? Yeah.
Dope.
small
So it
world.
started.
So to
it's
answer
from
the question, junior high got serious. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time I got to high school, I had to go in there with the mentality that, you know what I'm saying, I had to run this. So I went to a very dangerous high school, Erasmus Hall High School.
Yeah.
Very dangerous at
E-Hall.
that time. Yeah,
Facts.
E-Hall. So when I got in there, my strategy was to gain some respect. You know what I'm saying? So I found the nicest nigga that spit in the school. And I battled him for his name. And that's how
That's different.
I got my weight up in high school, because I was a freshman. So I came in there and was, fishing around like, yo, who rhyme? And they told me who rhymed. And his name at the time was Prince till I took it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, serious.
Was he a freshman, sophomore?
Nah, he was already up there. I don't know what grade he was in, but he wasn't no freshman. He was the man in the school.
Oh, he was one of
So
the
I
dudes.
had to seek the man in the school so I could then assume that role.
Why his name though? Why battle for your
Because
name?
we battled for namesake back then. There wasn't no money involved. What else was we doing it for? Shits and giggles? Nah. So I battled for his name. And really it's for the respect, for the reputation.
Right.
I'm coming into, it's like you coming in jail, coming to Erasmus Hall. Motherfuckers was scared to go to Erasmus Hall.
Facts.
Know what I'm saying? But I lived in a neighborhood and it was zoned. So the day we had to pick high schools, I missed that day. So they just zoned me
Right.
into E Hall.
Right.
Yeah, and you know who got in there as an art student? Your man Michael Rappaport. He went through hell. He was
I could imagine.
They terrorized his ass up in there.
Wow.
But he survived. He alive. He still got
Damn, that was
he still
real
got
gel.
crazy.
he
What do
still
you
got
mean
2
terrorized?
arms, and he was the only white boy in there.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, and it
So
was
that's why
serious.
he's so comedic, because he had to use that to survive.
Yeah,
His comedian
absolutely,
chops.
absolutely.
Wow. Don't psychologically break
No,
it
that's
down.
how it is. Like he said, E-Hall
No.
was like jail. I was in jail. In jail, the funny guy survives. They get beat up and all that, but they wind
Yeah.
up surviving because
There you go.
They make you
Yo,
laugh.
yeah.
They
Points
test
off the funny nigga that
they
make you
tested
laugh.
his
Yeah.
character 100,000 times. But I think what really saved him, I think he had some friends on the football team, and they used to stand up for him sometime. But when the people out there and the boys is out there, everybody quiet. It was that type of party. But yeah, he went there. He survived. I know he real loud right now, but you know what I'm saying. I know him. You feel me? I let him talk. He talk his talk.
Right.
He real loud now, but he went to my school,
Right.
and you know
That's mad random right there.
Yeah.
Because there really wasn't white boys going to that
that
school
was
at
the
that
only
time.
Yeah, that
one.
was-
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He was the only one, and I believe he went there for whatever reasons. I don't know. He might have been an implant. You feel me? but otherwise, it was probably for the arts, because you
Right.
see, he became an actor.
Right.
He's an actor.
Right.
So, that was probably his thing. A lot of people went there for the arts. Like, it was historical that Barbara Streisand went there. It was a school of the arts.
Right.
It just happened to be 2 blocks from my crib.
Right.
So I ended up there
in the
anyway.
neighborhood.
I didn't have to apply for the arts. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah,
So you battling and taking people's names and shit.
yeah.
So once you
that-
no, how does that
yeah,
work?
yeah,
'Cause
that's
I
what I
need
wanna
to
know,
Like,
like, how
how
does
does
that-
I used
calling
to
you-
battle, but we never battled.
get
for no
over
names.
here.
So now it's like, yo, they calling you Prince now after you take the name?
Well,
Ed, like-
I owned the name. They
the
didn't
other guy
call me
can't
Prince.
use
They
it.
still call me Special Ed.
Right.
But I put it in my pocket. You feel me?
So he, all right, I
can't
get
What was
use
his
it.
name after
I
that?
can't tell you that, man. That's dry snitching. You feel me? I'm not up here for that shit. Everybody else love doing that shit, man. This is the fucking age of the snitch, my nigga. Like,
Nah, it is. You
they
right.
dry snitching, wet snitching, all kind of, they doing self snitching.
Right.
Man, this shit is out of control.
So the name, you can't tell the name.
His new
Nah, I can, but I ain't gonna put him out there. I
Right.
took the name Prince from him.
And you
His
okay.
name was Prince. I battled him and took it, and they couldn't call him Prince no more.
and that was just
That's it.
Probably call him
was
chump, sucker.
Tuck your tail
Suck 'em
and keep
MC.
it pushing.
so whatever new name that he came up with.
Well, I don't know what he came up with. They had to call him his little nickname from the hood, like no more Prince. He ain't Prince no more. You
Damn,
feel me?
that's crazy.
I took his crown. You feel me?
Wow.
Yeah.
What were
That's
those
different.
battles like? Was it like
Those
how
battles
many
was like a
rounds?
whole bunch of niggas around, the whole hood, all the crooks, everybody. Everybody bear witness to this.
Right.
That's what it was all about. You coming into a big place. And E Hall is probably the second largest high school in the country. So you coming into this school with thousands of students, everybody wild and unruly, and you got to make a footing.
Right.
So I said, all right, well, let me just do it this way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me having to do other shit.
What's my sister doing in there?
She was good, man. She was chilling. Nah,
She's chilling.
She's chilling, man. Yeah.
Nah, I heard a couple stories about Jill. I don't think she's chilling.
Well, you know, I ain't gonna dry snitch.
just said he ain't
I just said that, bro. Like he wanted,
said he not dry snitching, he not
wanted to
wet
hold some
snitching.
shit over her head for moms and shit. Like, yeah, I know what you was doing.
Nah, I got enough. I already got enough. I'm the little brother. I already got enough.
Right.
So
You know what I'm saying?
while you was at the school, did anybody else come into the school and test you?
Nah.
For your name?
Nah. Nope.
So after that battle, that was it.
That was it.
Nobody wanted to step up.
Nobody wanted to deny. Because see, he was the best
Right.
in the school at the time. So after I did that to him in front of the whole world, it was like, that's the man. Ain't nobody trying me. You feel me?
Not one person was like, yeah, I got you, bro.
But now, not at my
Attempted?
school. I went around battling at other schools and down in other hoods and shit, but
Right.
like not at my school. My school, that was it. It was declared. You know what I'm saying?
Where did that name come from, Special Ed?
Special ed. My man E. Dot, he spit too, but my man E. Dot is a childhood friend, and you know, I was in between names. I done used every name in the book, you know, Ed Ski, Eddie Love, Eddie Ed, shit like that. And then one day he was like, yo, you should call yourself Special Ed. And I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You know, I didn't really know if he was joking or what, but when I thought about it,
special ed, like,
yeah, but when I thought about it, because I knew he wasn't gonna play me like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing, you know, so I knew he wasn't playing me like that. I knew he had some sensibility behind it. And when I thought about it, it took me a second and I thought, and I said, do I want that on me? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to have to defend that every minute? And I like, hell yeah, I'm built for that. So I said, that's what I'm gonna do.
Did you think Yellow Bus? When
Nah.
he said, you think none of that?
Nah.
He wasn't trying to play with it.
Nah, we don't play. I ain't play.
And that's actually your name, though.
Ed. Yeah.
So that makes sense, though.
Oh, absolutely.
That makes-
I wouldn't
that make a
just
lot of sense.
call myself Special
Special
Ed
Ed,
and my
yeah.
name is like Kenneth or some shit like that. that don't make no sense.
Shout out
Right.
to all the Kenneths, though. Y'all
Shout out to all the
Yeah,
Kenneths.
shout out to all the
Shout out to all the
Kenneths.
special Kenneths out there, you know what I mean?
all the Kenneths and Special Ed. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all good people.
All right, so from there, you're in high school.
Yeah,
You battled freshman year,
yeah,
took out the best.
yeah,
E Hall, this is your spot.
yeah.
One, I wanted to ask you, were any of the rhymes that we heard on your first album in that battle?
Well, I'm not even sure if it was in the battle, but probably. You never know. Probably something from there because, you know, that album was a culmination of rhymes I had written for years. It was ready. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I used some of it.
Did y'all go rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
they did.
Back rounds back. That's a battle.
Right.
Okay.
Back to back, round for round. And we had beatboxes.
Champ.
So it wasn't like, yeah, Champ, my man Richie Rich, my man Tick was two beatboxers from E Hall that was always on
That was
point.
necessary.
Always around. Yeah. We gotta find them. Anytime anybody wanna spit, yo, where Rich at? Where Tick? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So from there, you're in high school. You got this legendary producer across the street from you.
From my cousins.
From your cousins.
From your
On
cousins.
Schenectady, yeah.
Right.
Howie T, yeah.
Howie T.
So I had to wait until I felt that, you know, I had enough within me, enough energy or confidence in myself to even approach Howie T, because he was the man already. He was already putting out records. I mean, when I was in junior high school, UTFO pulled up in a limo. You know, they sister went from Doc's sister went to Whitman junior high.
Right.
With
Well,
Jill,
Whitman.
yeah. So Howie been making hits since then. So it was like I had to be on point. I had to be better than everybody, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I waited until the right time, and that was by about the age of 15. Excuse me. So by 15, I was ready for whatever. Anybody.
Sophomore
I ain't care who was doing nothing. I was,
Sophomore year. Right?
yeah, 15 is about that. Yeah. And I did it. I told my cousin Jennifer, yo, go tell Howie I want to spit for him. I want to, see if he'll put me on. And she thought I was joking. She was laughing at me and shit. I was like, nah, cuz I'm serious. I ain't laughing. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. So she went over there and talked to Howie. And he was like, all right, cool. Set up a time or whatever, or come. And I went over there and he asked me, what I wanted to rhyme to.
Right.
And basically, I told him impeach the president. Yeah, so that was one of my favorite.
Look it up.
I told you, Ack had breaks.
Look it
So
up.
I knew my favorite beats, my favorite breaks. I told him impeach the president. I think they probably was impressed by that. And he looped it up for me. And I just started spitting and spitting and spitting. Really, I was waiting for them to stop me. But they kept listening oh shit. And I kept going. And then, I don't know, 15 minutes later, they was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stopped till they stopped me. And that was it. He was like, all right. Yeah, about that long. I just
And how old
I
were
was
you?
15.
15.
Damn.
15.
15.
Yeah, but that's what
And by that time,
You was 15 doing that, man?
yes.
yeah, by that time, Chubb Rock had records out. A lot of people did. UTFO, Chubbs, Lil Sean, Puma. They all had records out. Whistle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just coming up after them.
Whistle.
Yeah.
The way you sounded though was like you was far ahead of your time.
Yeah. See, I was always trying to be different. I was always trying to sound different. I didn't want to sound like everybody else.
So your image was different too.
Yeah.
From everybody.
And I didn't want to sound like, the same style as everybody else. So I kind of made my own styles and made my own flows. And, my family Jamaican.
Right.
So I really grew up listening to a lot of dance hall, Yellow Man, Shinehead, Yellow Man and Fathead, but Shinehead as another artist, and just different reggae artists that would chat is what they call it, you know what I'm saying, or toast. So I that's what I grew up on. My family, my pops used to work at the radio back in Jamaica, so he always had records. He was always playing, reggae.
Bounty
different-
Killer.
Yeah. He wasn't out.
Before that.
Yeah,
Before that.
he way later.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was the first artist to feature Bounty Killer on a hip hop song. Yeah, I went to
Got
Jamaica.
a lot of firsts, special.
Yeah, that's what I do. I pioneer shit.
Before we wrap this up, we got to go through the pioneer list.
We got
Pioneered all that
First
shit.
at Urban Plaza. What?
First, knock that out.
He was like, Brooklyn Museum. What? Me first. Everything.
So you
Nah, 'cause
go,
I told him the other night, I was like, yo, I'm doing a performance at Urban Plaza. He was like, oh yeah, my first show, Urban Plaza. I jumped up, I popped it off over there.
Yeah. That was my
like, oh,
first
snap.
performance ever, Urban Plaza. And a lot of entertainers and people was there. I remember Latifah was there, and a lot of artists was there, and the whole crowd was singing with me. I was like, oh shit, we on. You know what I'm saying? Because that was my first time performing my songs. And when they all knew it, I saw the power of records and the power of how this entertainment worked. Marketing, radio. People knew that shit. I was like, damn. Because I was always a fan, but I didn't really realize how fast people catch on and memorize some stuff.
So,
What made you pick Brooklyn Museum for your first video?
The Grand Army Plaza.
Grand
Army
Army
Plaza,
Plaza,
but
the
that's
Brooklyn
over there by
Public
the-
Library.
Library. That's where Hov got the situation at right now.
Yeah, shout outs to Hope. But I pioneered the Brooklyn Public Library. You know that. But what happened was the crew, Chica Bruce, female director, she scouted around Brooklyn and asked me for some landmarks and some places. Prospect Park was one of our spots, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
my
So
spot.
just her looking around, seeing different places, found you know, the backgrounds different. We did like 5 scenes around that one little area by the library and the park. Park right across the street, the little band shell, scenes in the park with the chases. So we did a lot of that video over there too. You know what I'm saying? But Chica Bruce did that, and she also did Think About It, which was very innovative with the whole chase, with the
Story
hovercraft and all of that,
Right.
helicopters and everything. That was all Chica Bruce, man. So I'm gonna give it up. You know what I'm saying? To Chica Bruce, wherever you at. Yeah.
Salute to
Did you
that.
know that beat was going to be what it was when you heard it?
He didn't even get to where he got the beat.
Hey,
Like,
I'm going. That's where I'm. That's
let's
exactly
go
where
back
I'm
to
at
Howie
now.
T.
That's where I'm
Spit
at.
form.
You got it for Howie.
Yeah.
Right.
Howie came up with all the beats on the first album, but he did let me in on the sessions. Like I was digging in the crates with him.
So after,
Literally.
not to cut you off, so after you spit for them for 15 minutes or whatever till they stopped you,
Right.
after that, what happened?
After that, we started to record songs.
Okay.
So that's when he came with his original production beats. And then we started digging in the crates. And I brought him some songs I wanted to rap on, like the Al Green sample for the Bush. I brought that to him and was like, yo, I want to rap on this. You know what I'm saying? And there was other songs that we dug in the crates. And I was like, yeah, I want to rap on that. You know what I'm saying? So I was familiar with some beats, some breaks, and some samples. And he actually tried to give me some credit for production on the album, but I was like, nah. I was already just overwhelmed that he gave me the opportunity, you know, as an artist. So I was like, nah, you got it, man. You the man, Howie. Just produce, and I'ma spit.
They get them Al Green samples cleared though back then, man.
Yeah.
We ain't get no samples cleared back then. Ain't nobody clear shit. Like, we just spit on it. And we had to deal with the repercussions after. And it was really after the Biz, rest in peace, after the Biz lawsuit for Nobody Beats the Biz, that we all had to kind of sit up and pay attention to these samples now. And the label started clearing them. And actually, I just got a letter about a sample from that album. And I'm like, come on, man, it's
You
35.
just got a letter about it?
Yeah, bro.
35 years.
Yeah, 35
like,
years later. Yeah. I know why, though. I know why. You know, for the reversion coming up, I'm getting my copyrights and all my shit back.
Oh, yes.
And they trying to just distract me. and
You
throw
got
shit
something,
in the
nigga.
game.
We
Yeah.
need something.
Yeah.
Right.
But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like this nigga giving back publishing after 30 years. Like, shit, what is it worth to them right now? You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Have it.
But you see throughout the years, certain songs they resurface, movie trailers, with movie scores.
A lot of licensing and sync licensing.
Commercials.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like the past year, I'd say about 80% of the trailers that I've seen for like movies coming out, it's a hip hop song, but
Yeah.
it's like revised.
Right.
You know what I
He
mean?
did that with your record?
Yeah,
I
well,
got it
they've
made
been
a
doing
few
my
times
shit
too.
over plenty of times,
Yeah.
man.
Right.
You know, from everybody from East to West Coast. Rest in peace to Gonzo. He done did that on the West Coast probably 30 years ago. A lot of people done did that over, you know, some bad boy folks and that whole camp done sample my stuff. You know, Rick Ross done did Magnificent. Jill Scott did Magnificent. Missy Elliott did Come On, Let's Move It. A lot of people been sampling. You know, to me, that's flattery, man. You know, I mean, The Bread, Shaq done did I Got It Made Over.
Yeah.
You know, it's flattering. It's just about the business part of it, you know, because I should have been compensated the way these artists are getting compensated for their licensing and they works now. But I was with a label once again that was doing business the old-fashioned way, you know, which is to keep all the money way. You feel me? So,
Right.
you know, just dealing with that as well, learning the ropes the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
How was your first contract?
Fucked up like everybody else from the 80s. there was no real standardization. A contract is whatever you agree to. And they knew that. And they knew the thirst of kids from the hood.
Yeah, youngins.
Especially kids, man, from the hood, wanting to get on and be famous and, exploited people's talent,
Right.
for very little money. Because just to know the types of money they was making and then to see what they was giving out. I mean, my first album budget was like $15,000 for a whole album. You know what I'm saying? And it came to a point where, at one point people was getting, $150,000 for a single, for a feature, shit like that, for a
Right.
beat, for a track.
Right.
So we done went through those phases too, and then we back around to the digital age where now they like $10 a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
How much
so
the first album made though?
the first album I was reported like 480 something thousand units, but that was back in 1989.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
really
it's probably,
platinum today.
now it's probably different.
Well,
It's probably
see,
up there.
Yeah, but they never verified it. They never verified it gold. They never, because they would have had to give me an increase in my royalty rate.
Did you check it though?
So they always kept it down. Yeah, what they reported. I mean, check what? I was before SoundScan.
right.
They said it surpassed 500,000 copies.
Yeah, but where
So
my
that's
plaque
gold.
at? Where my
Yeah,
bread
that's
at?
gold. You in gold, bro.
Yeah, I
Probably
mean,
went more than that.
Yeah.
I call it what it is, but you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I like to see that paperwork.
The single alone was probably platinum.
Yeah,
I Got It Made went everywhere.
absolutely.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
just
know-
off the single.
Back
Oh,
in
yeah.
them days, though, they controlled everything, though.
But let's go to how you got to get a deal.
Yeah.
Because you were recording with Howie T, y'all got all these records.
There was a management company called True Blue. And they came over to Howie's crib. They was from the neighborhood. They was some guys that played football together. Tank, Tony, and Terry, rest in peace to Terry. And they told me they was interested in managing me. So I basically told them that if they got me the deal, I would let them manage me. Now, I wasn't just gonna say, yeah, I don't really know you. So show me your value and then we can do business. So they
Right.
did.
Right.
They went out and got the deal. They shopped it around. They told me Def Jam was interested, but they didn't want to do the legal process because I was 15. And you have to go through a legal process, which costs money and time. And they actually was trying to just buy some of my songs
Wow.
from other artists. And I was like, nah, I ain't selling my shit. I tried that. I wrote a song for the real Roxanne and never got paid. So I was like, nah, I ain't selling no more shit to nobody. I ain't writing nothing for nobody. So that killed my ghostwriting career.
Did you ever see her after that?
Yeah, I seen her. It wasn't her fault.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the
It was the label.
The label.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I seen. I got nothing against the real Roxanne. You know what I'm saying? She was cool. She was just doing her part, trying to get on too, trying to become famous and wealthy at the same time. And I doubt that the label treated her fair or anybody. Chubbs was on that label.
Right.
I doubt, Chubbs just win because he grinding, not because of royalties from Select Records. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody really got, paid from those labels back in the days like they thought. You know what I'm saying? So it was, but the management, yeah, they came to me and, told me they was interested. I was like, all right, well, go get me a deal and we'll sign up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how we made that happen.
So they brought the deal back.
They brought the deal back and then we did both, I signed both contracts together at my lawyer's office.
So
Management
your lawyer
and the label
overlooked this
contract.
contract.
Yeah, my lawyer overlooked both contracts and went through them with me, and I went through them myself. And I found some things that I needed clarification on because I wasn't an attorney. And once they throw one little word, it means something else.
Change
Just
the
that
whole
third.
definition of the paragraph.
Right. So I had to
Hitherto.
I had to make sure. And in them days, I was really about my business too. Like I had just finished doing an accounting course, you know what I'm saying, up at FEGS. Operation Success, they sent us to business school, Feg's business school. And they had jewelry making, taxi, cab class, and they had accounting.
You took accounting.
Well, I had the jewelry making with the rest of my school, but then they pulled me out of there. They pulled me out of there and put me separate and shit. Like, they always be trying to separate me, bro. Like,
You making songs in the back of the class? What you expect?
Special person, my nigga.
He's writing his album and performing in class, bro. Like,
Get him away from everything.
yeah, but I passed it. You had to get over 90, 95% to pass, because you're dealing with numbers and accounting. You can't be, fucking up the numbers.
Right.
So I passed it, got my little certificate, and then they shipped us back to the main campus, because this was an annex program. They took us out of the main school. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, my man, I tell you, he was there. Yeah, and we seen Bernard Getz on the train one time.
Yo.
Yeah, son, we was riding the train. Seen Bernard
remember
Getz
him?
on the train.
No, I don't.
It's the shooter.
Yeah,
He popped like 3
he one of the
people.
first famous vigilantes dudes in the city.
Yeah.
He popped some dudes he said was trying to rob him or whatever.
They was running away when he shot him.
shot him.
Yeah.
He shot them all basically all of them in the back. Bernard Getz, he was infamous.
Yeah. But I mean, anybody see the ratchet come out, they gonna bounce. So
Facts.
at the end of the day, he just still was with the shits. That's all, Like, he could have been like, okay, that's what I thought, and put his shit back away, but he wanted to pop somebody. That's all that was.
So
man.
you saw him after?
Yeah, we seen him after on the train. But what you gonna do then, right? Like, you already popped 4-5 dudes. Like, we ain't doing that. That's the only way we knew who he was.
Right.
How we gonna recognize some random ass nigga look like that? Like, nah.
That just tells you he didn't do too much time. Homeboy was on the train.
He was on the train. Yeah,
Right
we
after.
seen him. Yeah.
Wishing somebody else would.
Yeah, man. So, after a while at Operation Success, they sent us back to the main campus in Flatbush. I don't know, it was some plan, man. I don't know if that was part of the school to prison pipeline or what. But I wasn't with that shit neither. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Job Corps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
like
They
Job
tried to
Corps.
set you up with a trade.
Yeah.
And then, But I was like, jewelry making? What the fuck? Like, y'all really think this is
We
what
was
we
doing
about
that.
to
We was
do?
doing that at Westinghouse. Westinghouse had the jury making class and all that.
Yeah. Well, see, they had this shit, a real trade school in the Manhattan.
Right.
Like, it was a truancy program.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. I had my fair share of absences.
School just not excite you? Like,
I mean, shit, everything was all around me, man. School was just there, you know what I mean? I reported when I could.
when I could.
Yeah.
When you wish to.
Nah, I know what you're saying. I
That's
got
how it was.
School
I got
2
kicked out
blocks
of
from the
Wingate for the
crib.
same thing.
Yeah.
I come to school.
Right.
Shit like that. So,
I used to go to school to hustle.
yeah, well, they ain't kicked me out at that point. They just put me in the program Operation Success.
Right.
I got kicked out after that for some other charge. You know what I'm saying? I got a assault. It was a felony actually too, because it was a school officer. So I got an assault charge there, and I got probation. I ain't get remanded or locked up or nothing. I did a little weekend in jail. Matter of fact, I had on my profile jacket when I got locked up.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
So let me guess. He was talking to you a certain way because you had a rap career.
Well, see, he was brand new and didn't know who I was.
I hate when that
But
happens.
the fact is, I was on my way to class anyway, and he tried to stop me and play tough guy. I think he came into school to clean up the school, like, a new security team. But we still had the old security team, but he must have been the new head of security.
Right.
So he came and approached me like, yo, where you going? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm going to class, man. What's the problem? You know, I didn't even know who he was. I'm like, who this dude? But I knew all the security. They knew me. They knew me by name. I used to be like, I'm going to the store. Y'all need anything? You know what I'm saying? Like that type shit.
Right.
And but I didn't know him. He was new. And he put his hands on me. And all I did was really back him up off me, let him know, yo, don't touch. And then he was like, oh, you're going down. What the fuck is wrong with you? You touch me.
Right.
They provoke you
Yeah, they provoke you.
for you to do
It's-
something.
That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of times we don't really understand what be happening to our children out there, but they prey on black teens.
Fuck your
minority
whole record up.
teens,
Yeah.
Black and brown teens, man. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? The police actually fuck with our children.
Yeah. Fact.
And they get in trouble, and we think our children out there misbehaving, and 9 times out of 10, man, they being targeted, man.
That's
you
right.
know?
Provoked.
Yeah.
And I've been through it. I've been through it numerous times. Like I actually I've been arrested like twice before my record even came out. You know what I'm saying? Just living in the hood.
Yeah.
I
That's
wasn't
Brooklyn shit. I think everybody
Right.
from Brooklyn, if you grew up in Brooklyn, you was targeted by a cop, you was harassed, you was pulled over for no apparent reason.
right.
Yeah, but that's not a Brooklyn thing, is what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
everywhere.
that's
That's
everywhere,
Everywhere.
throughout the
Minnesota,
country.
Atlanta, New York, anywhere you go, it's like that.
So you feel like
the
all
cops
blacks
used to
look
ride
alike?
through my hood and be like, "Popo up, bees down."
What the hell that mean though?
Cops up.
Cops
Popo
up,
up.
bees down.
That
bro.
sound like some
down.
gang shit though.
Yeah,
They was.
they
What
was.
do you
They are
think they
gang.
are?
It was.
This
What do you
nigga,
think
the
they
gat
are?
is lit right now.
No, I'm
bro.
not. I said
Gat
it
is
sound
lit
like
right
some
now,
gang
bro.
shit, but I'm not lit. I know what I'm talking about, niggas.
Gat
It
is
sound
lit
like
right
some
now,
gang
yo.
shit right now.
That's how they operate too. Too many of
Two
them.
arrests before your record drops.
Are you
Yeah,
sure
I got-
that guy didn't know who you were? Maybe he just
Nah,
provoked
he
you
ain't know.
'cause
He was
thought you
new. Nah, he was new in the school. New security, head of security. Because when he called the other security, they came and they was looking around like, where he at? And then when he pointed at me, they was like, Ed? Like, you know, they was like, what? Because they know I ain't out here trying to wild out. They know what I do. I was like the mayor. You know what I'm saying? I had mad love from everybody, security, faculty, staff, all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They love the kid. So, you know, he was new and had no love or knowledge of what he was getting into. So he, you know, pressed me, held it against me. They took me down. I, you know, did my little central booking or whatever, came out. And then they gave me a superintendent suspension. So they kicked me out of Erasmus. And then they put me in Tilden, Samuel J. Tilden, which was the next closest school.
Cool. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's in Flatbush too, right?
Yeah, just on the other side, a little further away.
Right.
I could have walked to Erasmus, but I had to take the bus down Church Ave to get to Tilden. And I got in there, and same shit. Got arrested in there, and police brutality.
Damn.
The man handcuffed me in the office and fucked me up, like swole my shit. And then when we was in the squad car going back to the precinct, I started threatening them like, yeah, all right, good. I'm glad you got your shit off, but we gonna see how this work out. And then he basically threatened me and was like, look, you could talk shit and go back to the same judge and go to jail. Because he probably read my report, seen what was going on. That's the only reason he would have did what he did. He did what he did.
Right.
And then he was like, you can run your mouth or you can get the fuck out and go home and shut the fuck up. And we was a block from my house. I was like, man, let me out this car, man.
That's how it used to be back in the
Yeah.
day. They'll beat you up and then send you home.
Yeah.
Instead of
I was
locking
like,
you
let
up.
me out the car, man. And I just walked the block to my house and went home early.
Don't let them niggas chase you and catch you though. And they so you run
Nah,
from
we
them
ain't,
niggas
I
and they
ain't run.
catch
I don't
you.
run, man. I don't run from
And they
nobody.
catch you, that's an ass whooping.
We don't do no running.
That's a fact.
So that, but the first time I had on my profile jacket, went through the system, central booking and all that. And had on my profile jacket my Son of Lava Dome Nikes. That's when I used to wear Nikes. You know what I'm saying? And I was fresh in that motherfucker.
But you don't wear Nikes no more.
Nah, I don't fuck with it.
There's a reason why?
The reason is because when I was on top of my game, we tried to get an endorsement deal with Nike.
Right.
And they informed us that they don't endorse entertainers, only athletes. But they sent us a shitload of clothes. Like, we gonna wear clothes for free. I'm gonna advertise you for free. So I wore a couple pair of J's while they lasted or whatever, but after that I was like, all right, I'm good. I don't buy none of that shit. Nah, bro. And since then, things have definitely changed. They more so respect artists and the value that we add to their brands.
Right.
And you can see it in every brand. Every brand has artists and rappers involved. But back then they didn't entertain it. So
Travis, Kanye, it's a couple artists.
Drake.
Or
So is this another first? Were you one of the first people to go try to get a shoe deal?
Well, I don't know, but I was because Run DMC had Adidas.
Facts.
Yeah, they did.
But I was
your
probably
man
I was
Mac.
probably the first nigga to get denied. Fuck it. I was the first nigga to get denied.
But you know the story behind how Russell got that deal with Adidas though, or what he did at Madison Square Garden.
Nah, what'd he do?
He purposed so they invited the marketing people from Adidas to come to a Run DMC concert
then
at
they
Madison
performed
Square.
my Adidas?
And they performed it and had everybody in the motherfucking stadium holding up their shoe.
See?
And that got them their deal after that.
That'll do it.
I read that in Steve Stout book, The Tanning of America.
You know about
that's-
that, Matt?
That's strategic.
I've heard that story
Yep.
before.
Okay.
Definitely heard
That's
that story.
strategic. Well, they already had Adidas, and we was trying to go for something else. I guess.
I got
Yeah.
you.
You know, my management, they tried it.
He said I was the first one to get denied.
Yeah, yeah,
all right, so the record comes out. You in Tilden at this time? Or?
yeah. When the record came out, I was in Tilden. I recorded it and all in Erasmus. I got the deal in Erasmus. Had the profile jacket and everything ready to bust out.
How
the
old?
whole school knew too. At that point, I was 15 going on 16.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
He had it made.
Youngest in charge
Yeah,
for
the
real.
man.
For real.
Yes. So by that time, when I signed the deal, I was probably just turned 16 by
Did your
then.
parents have to be there and everything? 'Cause you're a
Yeah,
minor?
absolutely. That
What did
was
your
part of the
parents
whole
think
process.
about this?
Well,
all
see,
this?
my parents are straight from Jamaica, right?
Right.
They came here for a better life. So they knew working hard and saving and working and, that type of thing. So they didn't really too much understand the music industry at all. It was really like, all right, well, we hope everything works out.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's cool, but
Right.
you get a job.
Right,
eventually.
school, education, this, that, and the third. And I believe that too. I was trying to get my education, but they was fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? But it ended up popping off. I knew that when I got to deal with Profile, I knew they had Run DMC already. They had Dana Dane already. They had Rob Bass already. I think they just got Rob Bass or whatever. Anyway, they had success.
Right.
So that's all I needed to hear. Run DMC, sign me up.
Right.
Because all I need for you to do is make me as famous as you made Run DMC. Give me as much radio as Run DMC got.
So
And
you
I'll do
didn't
the
finish
rest.
school after that?
Yeah, I was trying to, but I was already a truant, and I went to the guidance counselor with my parents, at least one of them, and I was like, I'm having some success, I'm making some money.
Too lit right now. I can't do it.
Nah, I said, can I get a tutor
Right. Oh,
so
wow.
that I can make up my work or maybe possibly take a tutor with me on the road when I'm traveling?
Right.
And they basically hated on me. They was like, nah.
What
There's
grade
like-
was that?
That was 12th grade. There was like, as a matter of fact, if you miss one more day, you ain't gonna graduate on time. So I was like, on time. So I was like, all right, what's up with this GED? And they said, well, you can do that. So I did that. They had a class, and I went to the class where they took some preliminary exam. And then I took the exam, and they told me I could just take the test. I don't need the class. So I went and took the test straight, passed that shit straight. I mean, I was never no dummy. I just ain't really like wasting my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I took the test and got my GED early before I was anticipated to graduate.
Shout out to that, 'cause I got my GED too.
Hell yeah.
My GED.
Hey, I got my GED too.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
still got it. It's
Same
somewhere
things
in the
count.
crib. Yeah, it's
GEDs
somewhere in
matter.
the crib.
That shit
They
count.
gave
You
me
get a college
honors and all types of shit. I never went to go pick it up though. 'Cause I was like, this is
That's
GED.
what I'm saying. It turned me off. The whole process turned me off, man. You know, just from how they handle me in school, leading up to one school to the other school, to the, you know, how they let the police and all that shit transpire.
You just wanted
Because
to be
they
done
did
with
that.
that shit.
Yeah, man. I was like, get me the fuck away from there, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're a gifted student in this school with no one around to take advantage of it or nurture that and push it forward. Guidance counselors, teachers, principals. Nobody saw any kind of spark in you?
Nah, well, let me tell you, the guidance counselor is the one that called the police the second time when he fucked me up. Like, he's the one that called the police because he did the same shit to me. Where you going? I'm just new in the school. I'm like, yo, I'm going to class. Where's your program card? I don't know. Let me get to my class. No, da-da-da. And then he
Aggressive
start,
for no reason.
yeah, the energy exchange. He want to go call the police now.
Isn't that the opposite of what a guidance counselor
Bro.
is supposed to do?
I'm telling you,
Like the complete opposite?
Did any one of them try to reach out when they seen your success though?
not had success while I was in the school. I was popping off. I had videos
You're
out.
just jealous.
I did part of that video. I got it made in front of Tilden.
Right.
So
They
they
look
knew.
like a bunch of high school kids, Brian.
Yeah,
They knew.
There was.
So they was hating
So
on
there's
you.
hate, and it sounded like
I had-
hate.
My first set of dancers went to Tilden. They were in school with me. They practiced the dance routines after school on the weekends. That was Patty, Belinda, and Weena.
So round the
You got a
way.
good memory, my brother.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I remember who people
Female
I paid,
named Weena. That's
people
crazy.
I conducted business with. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
I'm really curious about what your reaction was the first time you heard that beat. It's so infectious. It's so classic.
Man, it was banging. I actually heard the
Got a
whole
knee.
process, though. That was one of those digging in the crates beats. I think it's something Howie wanted to fuck with, and he put the record on. I seen him put the record on, sample it, process the sample, add the drums, all that. So I was there for that process. But it was hot from the beginning. Like from the first sample, I'm spitting to it. Like, you know, it was like that with a lot of the shit. Like, I start writing and spitting before he even done with the beat, because the energy, you know, from the sample
Got a
alone.
me.
Yeah. It's a different type of process
Yeah,
when you're
When you
creating
there.
it together.
and sometimes I would come and he would be like, "Yo, I got this beat for you. I want you to spit on." Boom, and he'll play a beat that's done. But a lot of the times I sat there and go through samples with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so sought after, like everybody be taking his beats. Like remember Chubbs, UTFO, The Real Roxanne, this, that, and the third. He was doing projects for other people. So beats ain't last. You know what I'm saying? I still think Chubbs stole a few of my beats. Like for real. Like, yeah. But Chubbs always got the up-tempo hot shit though.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I see what's going on. You had to be around. You had to get that shit fresh out the sampler from
Right.
him. That's how it was with Howie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because his shit was hot.
You were like a star in high school.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. The only thing I can picture is like if you're like the man on the basketball team. You know what I mean? Like the quarterback on the football
Nah,
team.
he just a nigga from the hood that's lit.
But that's this version of
Right.
that. You dig what I mean?
It's
I ain't
bigger
playing
than
no
that.
sports.
And
Nah,
it's
right.
bigger than that because there's people on the in the other schools. Like you went to Wingate to check MC
Oh
Light.
yeah. My DJ Action went to Wingate High School, and he told me that Light went there. So, you know, for some reason we used to trespass in other people's
To
schools.
schools all the time.
All
Yeah.
the time. Like
Yeah.
I've been
That's a fact.
I almost got locked up in my brother's school, South
Yo,
Shore.
raise your hand
No.
if you ever went to
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Clara Barton.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we went up there. Oh yeah, absolutely.
See all the girls,
I went
man.
up to King. The one, what was across from King? LaGuardia, Yeah, I done trespassed in Mass High School, right? For no reason. We used to go up there.
Right.
Yeah, I
Transit
remember.
tech.
Yeah, back then when
Word.
King and LaGuardia was at war with each other too. I don't. What was wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and Light ain't go to school that day. But funny thing is, Wingate had a fucking roller skating class, bro. That I was like, damn, y'all doing it over here? Because
Not when I got there.
Yeah, see,
It was out of there.
That was done by then.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why they have all them concerts in Wingate. A lot of legends went to that school.
Nah.
Roller skating? That sounds like the biggest waste of time ever.
Well, shit.
Roller skating
I was
class.
impressed. I was like, damn, I wish we had roller skating class.
Fact.
Word.
Because that's some
That
fun
was part
shit.
of culture at that time.
Yeah, because I used to go to Empire Roller Rink.
Yeah.
Boy,
So
Hey,
for
God.
me, yeah,
Shout out all the
Empire.
time.
Yeah, man, I used to go on some of the good nights with my older brothers, but otherwise on Sunday for sure.
You had the
You see
Empire,
me?
you
All
had the
ages
skate
on
keep.
Sunday.
You had the skate
Empire and
keep.
Skate Keep.
Yeah, but yeah, from the hood, we just walked to Empire. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice little 15-minute walk.
Well,
Yeah, straight up Nostrand, Empire, and down.
So the people are seeing the I Got It Made video. They came out for the shoot.
No, I called them. I told everybody, yo, I'm doing a video. I told all my people from different schools, different parts of Flatbush, neighborhoods, people I knew, yo, come down. I casted most of my shit. Mostly all my videos I casted. Think About It, you know, I casted that. Even the
On a
little
Mission.
steam bath with all the girls in there, I casted that. The Magnificent, casted that. They had got, like, I think Malcolm did get some key people to do certain things, like to dance. He had a little dancer in there plugged that he was flashing through. But I had my own dancers in there too, the Jiggy crew. Shout outs to Prince, Kzo,
Prince Low?
Romy Low, yeah.
Yeah, Prince
Yo,
Low, that's my
yeah.
guy, man. Salute Prince Low,
Yeah, the
man.
Jiggies, yeah, man.
Word.
And my man
He dressed
Kzo.
me up for the BET Awards in L.A.
See?
You
Oh,
know when I gave me
yeah.
all the vintage polo shit.
Facts.
My
Yeah.
guy Prince
It
Low,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, they used to dance for me for years. Those was like when it was really popping off, you know what I'm saying? They was on deck.
Jiggy,
That's what's up.
the group.
Yeah.
Low
Toss It Up.
Lives.
They were members of the group, yeah.
Toss It
Jiggy.
Up, the
yeah.
song. I
yeah.
love that fucking record.
Yeah. And there was other Jiggy members too, but 3 of them danced for me. Rome, Prince Low, and Kzo. And Kzo got some barbershops too, Levels.
Levels,
Started
yeah.
doing all
yes.
the barbershop. That's one of my dancers too,
Dope.
from back then. You know, he
Hour in.
entrepreneured
It's
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay. Record's out. Got your GED. What's happening in the industry? Who's your competition?
Everybody's my competition, but I was really touring a lot with Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, Rakim, Cool G Rap, LL. And as a matter of fact, we did shows also on the West Coast and all around the country, regionally, with like Hammer, Ice-T, Too Short. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing shows with pretty much everyone that was out. But everybody was pretty much competition at that time. But we weren't in a bitter feud or a bitter competition. We ain't hate each other. We actually showed each other love. You know what I'm saying? And shit, everybody showed love. Certain people had their little shit with each other, but
Right.
I was
PMD
always
was
cool.
on tour with you
Yeah.
at that time too.
Yep, yep.
Because Eric talked about that as well.
Yeah.
Nobody
He was
ever
there.
mentioned your name
What you mean? Like
or
in
some
what-
battle shit?
Oh,
like, or
Tribe
just-
Called Quest. We toured with them a lot too. Rest in peace, Fife.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest in
Nah,
peace,
not
Fife,
in no battle shit.
Oh,
But I got bigged up. Fife, rest in peace, used to always big me up. Fife was my guy, man. He shouted me out probably more times than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Fife.
You were
Fife
still a
diggity.
kid on these tours, though.
Yeah.
What? You 18, barely 20 on all these
16,
I think all of them
17,
niggas
Wait, hold on,
18,
hold on.
19.
I gotta ask, hold on. Were you like the first rapper from Brooklyn, right? That was the age you were that got a deal?
At that time, yes.
At that time, right?
Hence the youngest
That's
in
another
charge.
first. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's another
hell
first.
yeah, that's another
Yeah.
first. But then some of my peers started getting deals, you know, like Izzy Ice. We around the same age. He had got a deal. He was around my age. Couple of people that was my age. I opened the door for my generation.
Right, that's what I mean.
To start
you set a trend.
to start being taken more seriously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before then, wasn't much people signing or trying to put on no kids.
Kids, right.
Everybody had to be like, you know, of age.
Yeah, because
You know
at that time I didn't know you were that young.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody.
I don't
You know
think
what I'm saying?
anybody.
I didn't know about young rappers being signed to Criss Cross, and that was later.
Right.
Yeah.
That was way
post you.
after.
When you young,
Yeah,
you
well,
think
you
all
know-
these niggas is grown men though.
Yeah, I had a certain level of maturity and I was still taller for that age. You know what I'm saying? Not like, seriously, I got in the clubs before my record. Like when Union Square opened, I was there. We saw Rakim performed. I remember I went with my older brother. But I got in. I used to use their ID. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Did you have a guardian when you were on the road? Did one of your parents go with you?
Nah.
Or what?
I had a road manager.
Oh, I guess that's the same.
That's it.
the
Yeah,
guardian?
road
I
manager.
guess that's it.
What,
But the road manager was with Terry, rest in peace. He was with my management company. So he was assigned as my road manager and went out on the road. But my parents stayed home. They had jobs. They had lives.
You're right. Kid.
Did you?
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
get past it. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Around grown adult
But see, we
people.
was different back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like,
come from the
you were
hood.
older.
Yeah, it's a difference
Brooklyn.
between a 16-year-old then
And a 16-year-old
and a 16-year-old now.
Like-
Big difference.
Right.
I look back in retrospect and I can say, yeah, I was a minor, but back then, to me, I was already an adult. By the way I handle myself in business and in the street.
It's advanced.
Right. And I had older brothers. I'm the youngest of 5.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So I
you were
grew up
mature.
already with an understanding of how shit was and how shit needed to be. And my whole household was based on respect. We had a lot of, we fought it out. Like I grew up fighting in my house, even just in my house, for respect, period. So I'm real big on respect because we had to scrap. You get out of line, you try to be funny, try to play somebody, trying to be disrespectful, you're gonna fight. It's gonna be a problem.
I think all Jamaican niggas like that. My Jamaican
stand on
niggas
business.
like that too.
Yeah.
All my
So
it's a
Jamaican
West
niggas is
Indian
like
thing.
that. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, they
So
like that.
I think the West Indian parents, they just instilled a different type of behavior. It was like,
and then they was working all the time, so they
Yeah.
wasn't even
They
around.
had a
So
right.
guess what? It's central booking in the crib. It's like 5 boys, and you know everybody trying to either son you or this or that or that.
Get to the
that.
phone, get to the fridge.
Bro,
Video
Phone
games.
too long. Phone check, nigga.
yeah, son. Trust me. 5
was on that phone
teenage-
too long, nigga.
5 teenagers all in ranges. Everybody want the phone. Phone time is
Yeah,
serious.
phone check, nigga.
You get that long ass cord stretched to the other. You trying to hide with the phone.
Oh,
Ah,
God.
Niggas on the other line clicking over like, yo, son, you been on the phone mad long, my nigga. Hang that shit up.
Yeah. He's picking up the other line on you.
Hell
Nah,
yeah.
bro.
Yo, when you was on tour with, did you ever battle any of the performers that you
yeah,
was on tour
when
with?
did the battling stop?
Yeah.
I think the battling stopped pretty much when the record started.
Oh, okay.
Because by then it was like, I ain't wasting my time fucking around for free.
Right,
Because I never battled nobody for money. It was always respect.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Other people say they battle for money and this. Around my way, we ain't had no money, you know what I'm saying, to be gambling and battling like that. And I never gambled, period. I know people play CeeLo and this and that and the third, but I ain't a gambler.
Yeah.
Even now, I've been to Vegas, Atlantic City, all that. I don't gamble. I might have played with a little $5, $20, wasting some time for my flight,
But not gambling.
I don't gamble. Like
Yeah.
people be compulsive, like gambling hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. I can't do that. The most gambling I probably did that was kind of gambling would probably be like when I used to go to DC and like shoot CeeLo like in the hotel with like Don Poole.
Oh, that's crazy. Shout out to Don Poole.
Shout out to Don Poole.
Shout outs to Don Poole, man. We used to just for fun, shits and giggles after the show, have a little nod, everybody, gambling in the hotel. Little shit, not no big game for thousands of dollars, maybe a couple $100, whatever. That's probably the biggest gambling we ever did, and that was just as friends. Because some of them times he brought us out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Shout
it was
out to
just
Don
on
Poole.
some, yeah.
I watched
Get a chance
Chop
to win
House
some money back. Right?
Few
been to
minutes.
Chop
You've been to
House?
Chop House, right?
Yeah. I've been to Chop House, man. That shit put me to sleep, boy. That food good.
That's
than
a
the motherfucker.
Facts, yo.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I'm looking for them dumplings in the store now.
We was there last
anybody,
night.
Anybody, if you're ever in New York City,
Yes.
and you're looking for like beautiful place, beautiful ambiance, and great food,
Yeah.
Brooklyn Chop House. And I
Yep.
did not get paid for that.
Either location.
Either
I did not
location.
get paid for that,
Either
but
location.
I love the Chop
Well,
House.
no, the
47,
the Times Square
47
location.
lit.
Times Square
Yeah, that's the
location.
one.
Top
I've been there a
Dope,
few
but I
times.
like
Downtown is like more for meetings and drinks.
Right.
And the
But
food is still
47?
great.
Yeah.
The food is
All
still
I'm
great,
talking
but-
about is the food. Go for what you want to
Yeah.
go for, but the
Yeah.
food in either location.
Everything,
is
rice,
fire.
lamb chop.
And you never know who you're gonna run into in that motherfucker. Either.
Word, facts.
So you definitely might run into these.
Now, I
Yeah.
need the
That's a
booth
gap
with the
fact.
curtains pull up. Like,
That's a
I
fact.
be on some privacy shit. I am past all that.
I leave it open. I had an opportunity come to me because the curtains was open, and I was like, you know what? A lot of people come through here. I might as well just leave this open.
Right.
Fat Joe was walking through. He was like, Matt, what up? Mary J. Blige, she having a birthday party downstairs. I was like, oh shit. Oh yeah, I'm going there. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
get
So
you.
I leave that shit
Yeah.
open.
We're
Wow.
not used to hearing entertainers. I won't say you're antisocial, but you're definitely avoiding a lot of social.
Yeah, nah, I'm antisocial at this point.
Okay, I'm
at this
quiet.
point right now, like, I mean, I've been there, done that, man. I've had my privacy intruded on for 35 years, bro. Like, for me, it ain't so fun all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to everybody. Not all the time. If I'm in the mode or I'm in a show or it's time for that, cool. But if I'm going to dinner with my wife, I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to deal with that. If I'm out on vacation, I'm doing shit. I'm on the beach. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that.
Right.
It's times when I'm cool. And sometimes even when I'm going to work, I go work and I bounce. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be there for everything. I don't even need to see everybody. I've seen everybody already. I know everybody already. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know how to reach me. They got my math. We want to hook up, hang out, whatever. Holla.
You feel like you desensitized to that type of interaction because you came into the game at such a young age?
Yes, to some degree. But I always do enjoy seeing my loved ones.
Okay.
Certain people, I don't mind seeing at all. I don't mind chopping it up. But, for the most part, I don't even fuck with everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think it's a May 16th thing.
yeah, maybe that
Yeah,
too.
this motherfucker's the same way, man. The motherfucker, man. I
Maybe
be
that
trying
too.
to pull him
Nah,
out
but
the
you know
crib
what it
like, yo,
is?
come outside. He be like, nah, Chad.
A lot of people is just like too extra, man. They too wrapped up into this entertainment shit, man. Like, I'm not with all of that. This is a real world and a real life. Like, I'm not for the showboating. I'm not for the foolery, the buffoonery. I never was. You know what I'm saying? I socialize, I go out, whatever. I shake hands, I take pictures. I never told a fan nah for a picture. I take the picture because that's what I signed up for.
Right.
I'm in the business. I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, I don't want to be, overwhelmed by just being here, like
Word.
and having to talk to everybody. Everybody ain't got the greatest hygiene. You feel me? I'm not. Nah, man. I'm talking
real
facts.
shit.
Yeah, real
shit,
it is.
bro.
So
And
I don't really like to just people all in your face talking a mile a minute, and you don't even want to hear that shit. You don't want to smell that shit. Like, you know, I love people, but I love myself too. I love my peace, my peace of mind, and my privacy, man. Sometimes I want to just sit and chill and watch. I want to see a show too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all.
When did that switch flip?
Years ago. You know what I'm saying? Maybe after 20 years, maybe. But I'm going on 35 now. So, you know what I'm saying? At first, it's all fun. The attention is all great. You know, I'm loving it. I'm feeling it, especially with the ladies and this and that and the third. Oh, special ed, this, that, and the third. But after a while, it's like, you know, you can kind of forecast the stuff.
Yeah,
you can kind of, it's
superficial.
like, yeah, it's
You
really,
see where it's going already.
right.
Why bother playing?
Yeah, I anticipate that stuff. So it becomes like Ferris Bueller or some shit. You know what I mean? Wake up every day to the same shit. Like you know, now it's really about, you know, how I can help change the landscape, change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Do something productive for my people as opposed to just portraying a superstar, you know, portraying an entertainer, being ignorant, projecting ignorance and, you know, learned behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Like even the Playboy image. I mean, that shit is like, you know, sometimes you out there abusing yourself, letting random women, you know, it's just crazy. After a while, you have to really come to grips with, you know,
What it is.
The reality of it.
Yeah.
It's not all it's cracked up to be. You know, you know, you see like Hugh Hefner, you see this one, you see that one, but then you come to realize what they was really doing and what it's really about. You feel me? And not all of that shit is within my character. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be around everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm very particular about who I'm around these days, you know, and for a long time now. But I'm just really coming to a greater realization of my self-worth and how I share that with others, my time, my energy, and even myself. Like, you know, I ain't laying up with nobody now. I'm married, but even before that, it's really a whole different mentality on how I share myself with others and, you know, the women out there, what they after, what they intent is, etc. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you've been through a couple situations that kind of made you go.
Oh, I've been through a lot of situations. Even early, you know, I've been through the paternity tests and that type of shit. You feel me? I done been through that shit.
Yeah.
Like, that shit ain't no joke.
You women are tricky. You're a little tricky out there. Huh?
Absolutely.
I can guarantee they said Ed is not the father.
Right. But then I've also been through marriage, divorce. You feel me? So, you know, I've been through a lot of life lessons that kind of gave me perspective when I took things for granted or didn't see it the same way.
Well, I want to get to those particular situations that help you develop this wisdom. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Youngest in charge. It's out. Gold. Even though they didn't count it. That's what every place that you can look it up on, it says it was gold.
Good.
Right.
I just need my
I think it's way more than
They
that,
need to
though.
give me a motherfucking plaque finally, man. 35 years later, give me my fucking plaque.
Damn, you still ain't get a plaque
Still
for that?
ain't get a plaque, bro.
That's crazy. Whoever watching this, give this man his plaque.
Facts.
Shit crazy.
That's crazy.
BMI, ASCAP, whoever you motherfuckers are, give this man his plaque, man. Stop playing.
How can I be almost gold the first year and we 35
And
years
nothing else
later?
happens. That's what I'm saying.
That
I
means
demand
you're
a recount.
multi-platinum at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta get a recount.
Yes, gotta
Multi-platinum
be
at
more
this
than
point.
I demand a recount.
Okay. Working on legal. What was the process?
Well, the process was by that time I bought some equipment. So I was really into production at that time. You know, I had a little setup in my mom's crib, and one of my brothers and myself was more so into the production at the time, and still, you know, loyal to Howie T, I mean, to this day. So it was really just about me getting a few joints in on the album with him. So I did some production, and Howie did the album, like, you know, like usual. That was my chemistry right there, was Howie T. And he basically taught me all of that. He taught me how to produce. And back then we had to use like 5 different machines. You know, got the sampler, the drum machine, the sequencer, the keyboard. Everything was separate.
Right.
So, you know, that was a whole process in learning how to produce. You know, now everything is in one. You know what I'm saying? But back then you had to understand MIDI, SMPTE, how to connect all the machines
connecting.
together, how to make them sync and play together,
Right.
and make music, you know, in that way. So, you know, Howie taught me all that. You know, he had the patience, and I had the time. I sat there and watched and asked questions. And then by that time, I started buying equipment after the first album. After my first check, I reinvested into my career, into my business.
What did that first check look like?
Probably like, it was like $1 and change. It was like 100-something thousand. It was supposed to be closer to 500,000. But I went up there and people thought I couldn't count. You feel me? If I'm going up there and I know my sales is close to 500,000, I know I got like 12 points. You know, do the math. That's $500,000.
Right.
So I'm going up there like, yeah, I'm going to get it. I go up there and I knew something was kind of funny because he made a slick comment talking about, man, I never had to pay somebody so young so much money. So I was like, man, you pay me my money, man. Like, and he gave me the check and it said 100 and something on it, like 120 or something, 125. I was like, yo, this a little short, man. Where the rest of my bread? And he was like, well, we got to figure some things out. And, you know, we had some expenses and this and that. And I'm still counting. I'm like, well, y'all ain't spend $400,000. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He must have thought I was playing. So comes to, you know, time pass, I ain't getting my money. And I'm getting tight. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money, especially for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that age and that mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's real hurt somebody money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for my money. And I had to end up taking them to court and going through that process. So we went to court over that. And I ended up recovering some money. But by then, they went into all kind of claims. They had their books together, their expenses, you know, their fees, this, that, and the third for everything. They had the videos, everything. Everything was recoupable. So to me now, I'm looking at this whole thing like, damn, I'm doing all the work. I'm making all this music without y'all. Y'all not helping me make the music.
Right.
Howie's doing all the beats. We're the talent. We're the reason that they can sell 500,000 records.
Right.
You understand? And y'all not trying to pay us. So that's where I had the big problem. I felt like, yo, if I worked in Mickey D's for a year and they ain't never pay me, would I still be working there? You know what I'm saying? So the mentality was like, yo, they trying to drag me. They think I'm stupid. They trying to, you know, and then I already went through the ghostwriting scenario where they wasn't paying me for my work.
Right.
So I felt like, yo, this shit is all real shady.
It's a matrix.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wasn't really trying to have that no more. So we went to court over that. And they also had me wrapped into a situation where I had 3 albums, but they had an option each album. So it was really 6. So I had to go to court,
That's crazy.
get that cut down. And, you know, they took advantage of a minor, not knowing the industry. And the court system don't know the industry either.
Right.
You were spending money to fight.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm spending the money they giving me to fight, and they ain't even giving me all my money. Right. So it's like disrespectful. And that's how I started looking at the industry like, oh, y'all on some disrespectful shit. Y'all can't even give us the little percent y'all
Agreed to.
agreed to. Right. And then not only y'all giving us the small percentage, but y'all want to recoup all the expenses.
From that small percentage.
From that small percent. So that's when I was like, nah, this shit ain't really cool. That's not how. And that's when I kind of changed my passion for the shit change, you know what I mean? In terms of being on that label, you know, and I tried to, you know, get off. They didn't want to let me go. I wanted to go over to Def Jam. I asked Russell and Leo to get me off. They couldn't get me off. They couldn't even get Run DMC off because that was Russell's brother. They was at war with them to get them off. Right. They couldn't get them off, so they was like, they got some ironclad contracts.
Damn.
Ain't no way out. So I was kind of stuck in the situation. I tried to make the most of it.
Right.
At the same time, though, you know, they had the control.
Was they taking a percentage of your show proceeds?
Nah.
Not back then.
It was all records. There was no 360. There was no merch. My merch was my merch. They had merch that they gave away for promo for free, like special ed. We had legal T-shirts. They gave those away. I took some on the road. But nah, it wasn't like that. All my show was my money. Touring, that was all my money. Yeah. But then sales was a big portion of your income.
Right.
But
because the show money was like, well, what was a rapper back then doing for a show?
Shit, shows was alright, you know what I'm saying? But see, I had a big crew too. I had like 3 dancers, my hype man, my DJ, my road manager. At first, we started taking security too. Mm-hmm. So I had probably like 7, 8 people on the road sometime. So yeah, it was challenging.
You got to pay all of them.
Yeah, got to pay everybody. So trying to make sense of that. So, you know, it was all right, but, you know, after that kind of cut down, it made a little more sense. I was putting a little more money in my pocket. Then at one point when we went back to court, I felt like the management needed to go because they didn't look out for my best interests.
Right.
Y'all put me in this deal. Y'all put me in this situation. So when I kind of got at the label, I kind of got at the management same time. Like, look, so I dissolved that agreement. So that, you know, since then I've never really signed back with a management. At all, period. So I've been really managing my own shit for like forever. For the last at least 30 years, almost 30, you know. And it worked. You know, I saved the 20%. You know, sometimes I probably could have because I'm less on top of everybody type. Like, I'm not in every party, every scene, every place.
Social.
I'm not,
Right.
Yeah. I'm not the social butterfly all the time. So,
Right.
So you're missing out on opportunities that
Yeah.
somebody who is social would have been able to get a hold of.
yeah, a management. But see, you have to get a management that you can not just trust, but that has done something, that could do more than I can do for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go into a situation where they're learning curves and they learning the business.
Right.
Like, I already know the business. Get me somebody that's there. And I never really came across nobody that's there. But what I do is I always compensate people for any opportunities that they bring. So, you know, I've given a lot of people chances to, you know, represent me in situations, like almost like an open contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in that way, I gotten a lot of opportunities and things that, you know, I might not have got on my own. But, you know, I pretty much navigated this industry on my own for a long time. And then I started booking other artists, like a booking agent. Mm-hmm. I started doing that and getting other people work, getting them opportunities and shows, and, you know, eating that way too. So almost like management, but not quite having to manage. Because to me, I don't even really want to manage nobody because I got to be responsible for their livelihood, their careers, their income. Mm-hmm. And I'm concerned about my livelihood, my income, and, you know, my shows and stuff. So, you know, I just keep it at booking. So this way, if I have an opportunity for you, I got some income for you, cool. But I don't want to be responsible for your life and your, you know, kids and your family and all that. You feel me? So, you know, I've been doing that. That's been working out. Now I'm doing a lot of curating, a lot of shows, putting together packages. We getting ready to put together some real big concerts this year too, as well. You know what I'm saying? It's been working out. You know, I like doing that because then I get to still participate in the industry that I love, but I ain't really got to deal with all the headaches.
Right.
It's headaches on a different level, but that ain't no headache for me.
Me.
You know what I'm saying? I got people around that can handle shit. It's kind of like managerial, but you know, less stress. You know what I'm saying? So I just do that. And you know, my artists, they love it. They love when I bring them opportunity. They always check for me. Yo, hey, what you got? You got some, you know what I mean? And that's about it, man. Like I stay on that kind of plane right now.
Now,
If you-
aside from you basically creating the look of the Fresh Prince on the legal cover.
Well, see, the profile did
The
that.
first.
Yeah, but that wasn't my choice.
Okay.
Profile Records did that, and I actually didn't like it. I didn't want it. That wasn't my style at all. And actually, that was the first and last time that I allowed them to have a stylist there for me.
Right.
I got there, they had a rack full of clothes. I could deal with that because I could pick out what I like. But they had a stylist actually picking shit out for me.
Right.
And they even had makeup and all that shit. And I was like, nah, they had a guy fucking shave off my little baby mustache. I was like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that was disrespectful. but you know, I'm chilling, and by the time I look, I'm like, oh shit, bro, you cut my shit off. Anyway, they put me in this gear and get up, and you know, I'm trying to have fun. I'm doing a little photo shoot, this, whatever, but then when it come time to pick out the album cover, I didn't approve of that. I told them, yo, I don't want that picture. That shit look fucking silly. Why you know? And they was like, well, that's what they'd like and this and that. I was like, well, I don't. How about that? I don't want it.
Right.
Change the shit. I picked out some other pictures, and they ended up using it against my will, and I was heated about that. And this was already when we was at odds about the bread.
Right.
So now it's about how y'all trying to paint my image.
Right. So now, was all that the reason why it took so long for your third album to come out?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a lot of bad energy. And plus, we had to go through court. We had to go to court. I sued them twice. We've been to court twice.
And then each time, did you recover money that they owed you?
The first time, yes. And the second time was more so finalizing our status, you know what I'm saying? Finalizing things like, okay, this is the relationship will end here. This is what you are to receive, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But through all of this, though, they still have administration of the publishing. So even though I still have half of my publishing, they're the ones out there doing all the licensing and signing off and collecting all the monies.
But the check still comes to you.
No, the check goes to them. They're doing the admin.
Right.
So it's like they get the money and then they're supposed to pay me.
But
I still have to like reach out for my shit. Like, yo,
It's not
give
automatic.
me- right? It's
They're
not
just
automatic.
sending it over to you.
Right. So I'm just dealing with that. And nowadays it's different because everything is like smart contracts. Everything is like digital, you know, letters of direction, you know, everybody gets paid directly. Back then it wasn't.
They're
Back
not really
then-
cutting checks like that now.
Nah, and they had royalty periods for like 6 to 9 months. So you had, you
6 to
know,
9 months to
you had to wait
Between pay.
between pay. Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, a lot was different. And that shit is like I said, would you work at McDonald's for 6 months before you get your check? You feel me? Because at that point, that's what it felt like. Like, nigga, I'm working fast food over this bitch. Like, where my bread at?
Right.
And it just gets you to looking at things different. So when you see the glamour, you see TV, you see this one and that one, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all it's cracked up to be. You know, a lot of times it's a fight to make sure you're getting what you deserve.
So essentially, you only get half your publishing from the label, right? And all the licensing and stuff they do where your record is out on Target commercials or Old Navy commercials, movies, whatever
one
the
time my
case
shit
may
was
be.
in the GTA. Is that a game? The game?
The Grand Theft Auto.
yeah,
it
my
was.
shit was in there too.
Yeah, that's a fact. I remember
Yeah,
that.
so they doing all these deals and
And you have to reach out to them to make sure you get your bread.
correct.
So now with the 35th year,
It was in no, which GTA was that?
I think it was
the one
6.
with homeboy from Grove Street.
Is that the one? I remember what year though, because everybody was calling me, telling me. You know, every time.
San Andreas.
Yeah, that was like 2010, 2009.
I remember changing the
Every
station.
time I
to
sit
hear
it
that.
somewhere, my people tell me. They hear
Right.
my shit, my people tell me. They hear somebody saying my lyrics, they tell me, yo, whoop, 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 whoop. So I get calls,
crazy.
I get messages every time somebody infringe.
So now with the 35th year, like your shit is about to expire where they got to give you everything back.
That's right.
So does that apply to the publishing as well?
That's right. That applies to everything. All
So
my
that's-
shit come back
that's
to me.
next year?
Copyright. Yeah. That's right now. I'm in the period right now. We're in discussions of the reversion right now. I'm at that
gotcha.
time, you know.
Good for you.
Yeah,
No, but it's this is extraordinary. Yes,
It's good.
it's great, but this is a lesson though.
Oh yeah.
This is a lesson to all of these artists.
Absolutely.
That's out here.
Listen,
What's the lesson?
Chant, every
do you
every
mean?
episode is a lesson to all
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I mean what we're speaking about at this point in time,
Right.
like Special Ed is here, a legend, who's speaking about the ills of the game
Look, there's
and
so
shit
many.
that took place.
I remember Q-Tip sat there. Same deal. Who? How many others?
All of them.
Dress.
We haven't had an artist.
Dress,
in-
Black
Dress,
Sheep.
Dress, and shout out to Dress, but I heard that they shut down that lawsuit.
Did they?
UMG.
Wow.
Word?
Yeah. Yes. So that's a tragedy.
Drez, reach out.
That's a
Reach out.
tragedy.
Give us the
That's crazy.
details. Reach out.
Because you hear this man's music all over the place, but you know what I mean?
See, this is the problem now. You have these major labels and they still exist. But what they've done now is that they run all the streaming platforms.
Right.
Right.
So instead of record sales now, they collect all their royalties from the streams and then they pay you a fraction of a penny.
Yeah.
So they're making millions of dollars a day. I'm talking about they making millions of dollars per day, but they only paying out fractions of a penny.
That's
to
why
the
he won't
artist.
put it nothing on
Yeah,
DSPs.
that's why I
He
don't
won't
have
put none of
any.
his music
Just
up
in
there.
case you didn't know, if you was looking for it, none of my new stuff is on the DSP.
Just go on YouTube and
That's still a
snatch
bad
it.
Yeah.
Still a bad
You want that album? Contact me.
Well, it's worse actually. This is my point. My point is they taking y'all into a new age of slavery that y'all feeling the technology side of it, but the economic side, y'all
Doesn't
ain't
make
really.
sense.
Yeah.
It's making no fucking sense. It's going backwards.
Yeah.
You getting less. You might as well put out CDs again.
Right.
You might as well
and
put
that's-
out records.
And that's
We talk
something I
about that
feel
all the
like.
time.
Why did that stop?
Technology, the plan. They knew what they was doing. They seen it happen with the MP3,
The LimeWire and all
with
that
all
stuff.
of that shit.
Pirating.
Right.
And they
Pirating.
said, okay, well, how can we control this? We can own the fucking platforms. Streaming, publishing. See, it's being broadcasted, so there is a residual. There are rights, publishers' rights, royalties, and writers' rights. Like there's money to be had. Anything that's broadcasted, just like any video, TV. That's why when people put all this stuff up on social media, that's content. That is a digital asset. It has value. It has video, it has audio. All those things require compensation for them to be broadcasted. However, when we use some of these platforms, we click our rights away.
Giving it
I
away
accept.
for free.
Right, you click, I
Terms and
accept, I
agreements.
accept. Now you have no control over the monetization of it, and they do. So that's what we're not really seeing or didn't get to a full understanding. And now the whole world is literally giving away all their rights to their digital assets, to these platforms.
This is the question I always have, right? Let's say for you, for instance, right? You got over 930-some thousand subs, right? And what's stopping a person from creating their own private streaming link to their own website where they have their own music, their own content?
Technology and
How? When you can create your own, you can create your own
well,
website.
well, that's what they
literally.
have to do now. They have to be able to integrate the technology into monetizing it themselves, and that costs money. and then to tie the advertisers in. And you know, I've been talking to some developers, some powerful black leaders in technology, and trying to see how we can kind of balance the scales right now, because right now everything is owned by the majors. All those platforms, all the streaming is controlled. So how do we get into that game? How do we get to participate in the lion's share? So these are the things I'm looking into. That's why I don't even put out music no more. I don't participate. I'm gonna go from bad to worse.
Right.
Bro, I wasn't with the bullshit before.
Right.
So I'm definitely not gonna be with the bullshit right now just to get likes and clicks, and you know, I'm not with that shit. So
But didn't Kanye? I don't know if y'all y'all
the
should
stem
remember this.
player.
Kanye
the stem
put out
player
a
was supposed
stem
to be
player,
the answer to that.
right?
Well,
and
see-
put out his own music, and it was like sold out very quickly.
Yeah, but you have to be. You're asking people to take extra steps. And you're asking a generation to take extra steps that's already used to taking less steps than we took before.
How is it extra steps if you already have the following?
Because you're asking the generation of fans to take extra steps. You're asking
If
them
you
to
have
do extra
if
shit.
you have a website, right? Let's say you have mechanismmondays.com, right? You got over 300,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel.
You've automatically jumped past. Go ahead, but I'll let you finish.
Well,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
let me finish.
I got
So you got over 300,000 subscribers, let's say on YouTube or some other platform. You're doing about 1.4 million streams on a listening aspect on Spotify, on Apple Music, this platform, that platform. You tell your followers, listen, if you want to get any more exclusive content, go to this private streaming link right here that's on my Instagram bio, that's on my YouTube bio, that's on here, that's on there.
I get what you're saying.
Finish the question.
What's stopping us from doing that?
No, nothing is stopping you.
From setting it up.
However, is it a plan that works?
Why
Gotta
wouldn't
try.
it? Y'all use other people's
Okay.
platforms.
Hold
Now,
on.
go.
Hold on. Let's think about this. Ryan Leslie came out with an app that was direct to consumer, artist, consumer. You could even see how many fans that you have in a state to book a show and book your own show and invite all of them personally. Have you heard anything about this?
I'm going to negate that with Joyner
No, have you
Lucas,
heard?
with LaRussell.
Have you heard?
No, I haven't. But when you look at all
The
of the
Russell stuff is
Hold
on streaming platforms. You know that, right?
But the whole thing is
And
that man
YouTube.
started by doing shows in his backyard, bro.
We
Okay.
And he
understand.
created a following.
There's a lot of different grinds, but what you get into and what has to happen is all artists have to follow suit.
Right.
Because if you have 95 or 98% of the artists still conforming to slavery, they don't know they free right
That's
now.
what I
You
was,
feel me?
That's what I was about
And-
to tell you.
and if your consumers are not, these are
Not
people who
apt
are
to
discovering
doing
your
something
music.
different.
Right.
They
Extra
all go
steps.
into the same platforms to get music from 95% of the artists. So why they gonna go now and buy your little player
Extra
or buy
steps.
your device or go
If
subscribe
they're
to
a fan, they would.
Yeah,
they
got it
you'll
like
get
that.
some fans that will do that.
Yeah, there are
but
fans that do that.
In order for
But-
there to be change, everyone has to move
in that
together.
direction.
The short answer to your question is Spotify is more popular than my link.
I
Apple
just
Music is more popular than my
deeply
shit.
believe that there is example of artists out there that we love right now who are independent, right? Of course they use the streaming platforms to get the notoriety, right? But they're at the same time they're independent. They're not signing no major labels.
Understood.
Yeah, but being on the streaming platform is you signing to those labels because the labels own the streaming platforms.
And you're still getting a percentage.
So let's
of
say,
your
for
work.
instance, a Sony, they make millions of dollars per day from streaming. While you as an artist probably make a few cents.
Per stream.
No, you make a fraction of a penny per stream. But while they're making millions of dollars a day, what are you making in that day? 5 cents, 25 cents, $1.25?
With a lot of spins.
That's crazy.
A lot of
Right.
spins. You come up with
EDS
$4.
spins, all that shit.
You know when I knew it was up? You know, remember that song Happy?
Yeah.
Pharrell said he made $700 from that. If I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm not jacking that, bro.
How?
From what?
He made $700 from Happy
What?
Pharrell
What do you mean?
Williams
How do you
of the
mean?
Neptunes?
What do you
Are
mean?
you fucking crazy?
Made 700 where?
In streams.
Nah, leave it in the comments, man. No, I don't. I'm sorry, bro. I can't believe that. Happy
That
was
should
every
have
fucking
streamed.
way.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
that should have
fact
had.
check it right now.
It should have made more revenue in streams than that.
I'm just talking about
However,
at the time he
there's a
spoke
point
on
to
it.
that.
At
Well,
the time
there's a
he spoke
point.
on it, how much it generated. But it should have been way more than that at that point. Like
Well-
the
well,
fact that
see-
he was beefing about, and that song was everywhere. That's what I'm. And I didn't research it at all at that point. Streaming was fairly new to me specifically. But the fact that he said that about that song that I could not fucking escape.
All right, fuck it. Everybody invest in streaming farms. Fuck it. Everybody invest in streaming farms. Because it seems like it's no way out. Unless you're doing what the stuff that you're talking about. You're booking people, you're getting people shows, you're getting the artists out there in front of the consumer. In
Well, there's
contrast to it
pathways.
being virtual.
It's really all about what other things you bring to the table, like merch.
Right.
It's a business.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's a brand. So whether you have shows going on,
Got it.
apparel, merchandise, things to support your product that are tangible products that people can purchase, those are other streams of revenue.
Right.
But as far as the actual music, they made it hard out here for a pimp.
I was wrong.
I got you.
I was wrong.
I knew I was right.
Pharrell made only $2,700 in songwriting royalties from 43 million plays of Happy.
Damn, that's crazy. That's
43
still
million.
crazy.
So that's
records.
that's
Wow.
the point. But the
It
label,
really ain't no difference. You're right, man. It really ain't no difference.
What-
I'm
what-
sorry.
how many
I'm sorry,
streams
bro.
it had?
43 million.
43
okay,
million.
so out of those 43 million, there's a real royalty rate that the labels collect per spin. But you ain't getting none of that.
You don't even know how
You're
much
getting pennies
to
to the
spend.
dollar.
Right. You're getting
Right. You don't
pennies.
even know the total sum.
Yeah, you don't even know. That's
Right.
fucked
Because
up.
not
it
out
varies
there.
from day to day. Guru explained it to us. It's about how many artists are actually in the pool. They're all splitting a percent. The more come in, the more that number gets busted up. So that's what it's all about. He explained it to us. Go back and watch the episode with Guru. I know it's long as hell.
Yeah.
But go back and watch that episode. He actually explained the entire thing. He didn't agree with it. He's not cool with it, but he actually explained to you how it works. And it's in an episode. Go back and watch the Guru episode.
That's crazy.
It's right there.
Well, that's the whole point, man. It's like modern day slavery for real, for real. Like we're all working to make these people millions of dollars every day. They getting rich hand over fist, and we better go do some shows or sell some merch.
Merch actually got a lot of niggas rich too.
Well, it got you
Merchandise.
something, but it doesn't get you what they get. Like
Yeah.
you can't keep up. They built the game. They're not supposed to build it to benefit anybody else but them. That's
That's
why I
my-
keep trying to explain to people.
That's my question now. Like they have a lot of new artists, right? And they all acting super rich. Where they getting this bread from? You understand? They got the money like this, the money like this. Where y'all getting all this bread from that y'all disposable cash like that? That's not from streaming.
Well, there's a lot of merch sales. There's a lot of show. What you're looking at is a lot of show money.
Show money.
A lot of merch sales, which adds up. Little other endorsements that they managed to get their hands on, which
Walkthroughs.
wasn't really popping in the 80s and
Walkthroughs,
90s.
appearances,
Walkthroughs,
features.
appearances, features, which is a
They
lot
have
of cash.
They actually
A
had
lot
to
of
work
cash.
twice, 10 times as hard to equal up to have the same type of success as a rapper in the 90s.
There you go.
Moving a
They
lot
working
more stuff.
harder instead of smarter.
But then, well, I mean, and now let's not forget that there are other avenues open to them to getting to the bread. You got turned down for an endorsement deal, but Travis Scott has a McDonald's. He's got his own sandwich.
Right.
He had a show on Fortnite.
Yeah. Then there's that, and there's like whole video game world.
So the
is
commercial
streaming.
world is now open to more endorsements and deals with artists.
because
Right.
everybody wants
collaborate.
to get.
rap.
Everybody wants to make more. Everybody wants to increase their bottom line, and it's not about what we need to remember. Is it's never about for them, it's never about culture. It's always about business. You're a cultural advocate. The things you do, the way you talk, the way you get down between the community, mental health, and the way you advocate for generations, your generation and before, you're a cultural advocate. You care about culture first. I've heard the beefs that you had with the whole 50th anniversary thing, right? That's all cultural. You were upset because there are a lot of people from outside coming into the culture and making a lot of money and not spreading it the way they should have.
Well, what was an example of that?
An example are these concerts that they put on and they charging the audience like $1 million a ticket, right? And then they're only putting certain artists on the bill. Like there's plenty of artists that contributed to this 50 years of hip hop that are right here, even in the city,
Right.
because it started here. But they're not even doing that. Like I ain't even barely see Curtis Blow, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Like, much less myself, because it ain't really about me. It's about, once again, the culture. So if you celebrating the culture, let's see the culture. There's a lot of artists they don't even call on because they don't feel that they are marketable or
Ticket
relevant now.
Right.
You understand? Or even relevant in history. There's a lot of people that are a big part of history they're not even talking about. You feel me? So that's the thing. And if you're going to do it for real. You're going to tell a story, tell a real story. You're going to try to write history, speak facts. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. So it's really just the continued financial abuse. You know, just putting the money where you see fit, where you think who deserves it, who can sell out these seats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The story. Like they did some shit on television, something televised. Like it's really based on who's curating it. And some people is just still haters. You understand? Some people want to own shit. Some people want to put their name on everything and act like they are the culture. Right. You know, they want to act like they are the goats when they actually the Baphomets. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to understand that part.
So who, specifically, what are the misinformation? Well, or what were the misguided information that you observed?
Well, just the way they put these packages together and put these tickets together and don't call half of the people that really had an impact in this. And then the lowballing them. You know you charging people $1,000 a ticket, but you want to pay these artists a fraction of what they even do shows for regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like people came to me, offer me half of what I charge. I'm like, for what? Y'all got this sold out shit popping. Y'all charging $1 million. You feel me? And then there's, you know, actors and performers that, you know, maybe they was on strike or some shit. You know, maybe Hollywood shut down for them. So now they want to pop up on the scene. Hey, we here, it's the 50th. Get all the money we can. And then the minute the fucking strike is over, oh, we back to work. You
Fuck
feel me?
hip-hop.
Exactly. So there's that part too. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen people come with their back end and they money people and try to brand everything and, you know, monopolize the genre.
Are you talking about anyone specifically?
I'm talking about a lot of people specifically, but I ain't gonna sit here and, you know, be a hater or throw shade or they know who the fuck they are. You feel me?
You think it's hate to correct those people?
I correct them when I see them.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Yeah, I ain't gonna choose a platform to be like slandering or slanderous. Yeah. And actually, I reached out on a personal level to some of them, so I kind of know where they at already. You know what I'm saying? And I know who didn't respond. So I get it. But, you know, it ain't about airing people out. It's about letting people know what is happening and how it's happening.
Right.
So that there's no mystery. You feel me?
Speaking of Guru, like we did before,
Yeah.
he was very adamant on saying the name of the
Yeah,
bookmaker.
because you can't fight Can't fight the boogeyman.
Can't fight they.
When you say the name, and you can point a finger, you can pick out dates, you can grab information and be like, you're the culprit.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
well, see, these people move in their own circles and their own shit. When I see them, I'm gonna put my finger in their face. You feel me? I ain't got no problem with that, but I ain't gonna sit around and use platforms to call people out and say names and blah, blah, blah. That's, you know what I mean? I'd rather just tell a motherfucker to his face, nigga, you fake. You feel me?
That doesn't affect their bottom line.
Well, yeah.
And,
well, I ain't
and that's
really
why
trying
things don't change.
Yeah, you know what though?
That's why things don't change.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to affect everybody's bottom line. I'm just letting motherfuckers know I know. I
Right.
see you. I see you. You feel me? You still fake. You still don't write your own shit. Never did. You feel me? There's a difference between an artist and a performer.
Facts.
There's great performers.
Facts.
Right.
They dance. I don't know. They wear great costumes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to check, checking off names with the description, like,
They wear great costumes.
He said actor. He said, okay,
Check
don't
them
write
all
his own
off.
shit. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I have an idea.
I have an idea also.
There's
but I'm
a
not
bunch
sure.
of people. There's a bunch of ideas. There's people that are performers, and there are people that are artists. You know what I'm saying? There are people that claim to be the best, and there's people that are the best. You understand? So it is what it is. They just gotta take it for what it is.
Right. All right. So, getting back, third album drops.
Yeah.
You're out of contract right now.
After that
Your-
was my
your
last
obligation
album
is
with
up.
them. Yeah.
What are the options on the table?
Well, really, it was supposed to be what it ended up in court was they were supposed to get another album after that, 4. So instead of 6, they cut it down to 4. But there was an option after 3 that if they didn't want to pay this amount for number 4, that we got to part ways. So I had to go through that process and wait to see if they was gonna stick around or part ways. And then we all agreed amicably to part ways. So we parted ways. And the thing for me was, shit, I'm free of this bullshit. So I took my freedom and my time and my life back. You know what I'm saying? I had kids, raised my kids. You feel me? Stuff like that. So I was getting into just real life. So what we got to realize, man, is we grow up in this entertainment industry, but this a real world. This world ain't no on TV. This shit ain't for TV. TV emulates life. You know what I'm saying? But I've always lived my life. I've always took extra steps to make sure that I'm living my real life and not just out here fronting for TV or fronting for a magazine or fronting for clout. You understand? Because when I go out here and walk down the street, shit is real. My people I grew up with, it's all real. My kids, they hungry, that's real. You feel me? My parents, they real. God bless them, they still alive.
Right.
So
That's what's up.
I take life for real. I don't take life for a show or for content. You know what I'm saying?
What's real is special ed?
What's real is being. Hold on.
I asked that last question though because I'd heard Dr. Dre wanted to sign you at some point.
Yeah. I flew out to LA. Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, I flew out to LA and I stayed about 3 months out there. And I was waiting to get the deal done.
With Dre.
Yeah, he had just started Aftermath, and he was going through his, I guess, trials and tribulations of getting that up and running. And my daughter's birthday, that's real. My daughter's birthday was coming up, and I wanted to go back home to see her. And I remember now I made a mistake. I did a interview where I said that when I went home, Tupac died, but it was actually Biggie. Because I remember, because I was at the La Montrose, and when I left the La Montrose, Biggie was coming into the La Montrose. So he was staying there when I was leaving. He was coming in. And when I got home, I was chilling, and then the news came out that he got killed. So it was actually Biggie. Wow. And that kind of fizzled the deal. Because the tension, everything going on, and they just assassinated Biggie on the West Coast.
Yeah, you're an East Coast rapper.
Right.
Yeah.
So the deal fell through, and it was like fucked up, but it was more fucked up that Biggie died. So that happened. And you know, that was my experience with that. But I can say that I don't know how long after, but I ended up moving to LA. Bought a house out there in Burbank. And I was living in LA for like 3 years.
You like it out there?
Yeah, it was nice, but it was different.
Right.
It was different in terms of I didn't have family. I had, you know, people that I associated with, but family is important.
Did you even still want to rap at that point? Like I hear a lot of, I'm done with it. I'm like enough. I don't even listen to it anymore.
Right.
At that point of the Dr. Dre deal, did you still want to rap, or was it when the deal fizzled? It was like, all right, I'm good.
Well, I think by that time, the industry shifted, the temperature shifted. I was more into the business. I was like, I'm gonna go do some business. So I moved to Cali.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
what spurred. Okay, that's
yeah.
what sparked the move.
Yeah, that's what sparked the move. And I did some stuff. I did some TV, a little bit of film, and but I'm not an actor. You see, I never was really an actor. I took some roles because they were presented to me, but I wasn't really with the theory of going in a room to read the same part against 30 other dudes, fighting for a part. If something was for me, I take it and do it.
Right.
I can knock it out, but I didn't feel like competing in that arena.
In that
Right.
space.
Yeah, because I felt like I'm already good at what I do. I've already established myself as a successful artist. So I'm not going to start over and try to be a struggling actor. You feel me?
Fair enough.
And then I'm not doing no funny style shit out there in Hollywood either. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm cool on that. And I think I just wanted to be closer to family. I was having another child, which is my third, my youngest. And we didn't have any help. So it was, you know, move back to the East Coast. So I ended up going to Florida and got a crib out in Florida, South Florida. And, you know, moved out there for a while. But, you know, overall, it was a cool experience. I got to at least experience living on the West Coast and seeing for myself who was with you, who was, you know, it opened my eyes to some reality. And that part of reality was like, it ain't a lot of people out there just willing to help you. Because you got to think now, there's a lot of artists that started doing successful shit And I mean, doing movies. Cube was doing movies. Latifah's doing movies. And I'm talking about producing movies. You know what I'm saying? Having production companies. And they wasn't just, you know, putting you on. Like, has there been any rappers in the Ice Cube movie?
Yeah.
Who?
Sticky Fingers was in Friday.
Okay, well, that's
Sticky Fingers.
cool.
Who niggas that was in, rappers that was in the movies?
All right, well, see, I didn't really see too many people being put on in movies with other artists. Like, I didn't see any rappers in any Will Smith movies. Latifah put some people on. I seen some rappers in her stuff.
Right.
You understand? But even then, we was great friends. I was out there and, you know, really ain't getting no opportunities to do nothing. I'm like, well, these is all my peoples. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I felt like, you know what? I ain't chasing that shit anyway. Let me go ahead and go do me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the end of me doing the whole Hollywood thing. You know what I'm saying? And I moved back to the East Coast, moved back to South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. Got a crib out there in Coral Springs. Nice little area. You know what I'm saying? Just doing my thing.
Laying
So
on the grass.
Yeah, just basically, yeah, living my reality, not chasing a fantasy, not chasing other people. You understand? I'm not gonna be running behind nobody, you know, trying to get a break. You know what I'm saying? So I just do me. You know, I just followed my path, my destiny. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that turned out. But yeah, I lived out there for a while. Even after the deal fell through with Dre, just because I liked it out there. I was like, all right, even in lieu of them killing Pot, killing Big, I still gave it a chance. You know what I'm saying? I moved my whole family out there. Like I said, and bought a house. And, you know, it was all right for a while, but after, you know, my family grew, it was like, well, we gonna need some other family, some, not just being.
Support.
Yeah, family support. That was real. That's real.
Right.
Having family support to help with the kids, take some pressure off sometime. Even just for them to have family.
Right.
Be around family.
Cousins and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Grandmothers, grandparents, you know what I'm saying?
At some point, things became different. I remember back in the days, you'd have like a cousin in this building, an aunt down the block. Like
Right.
everybody stayed close, and at some point, it just became this
Right.
person over here doing anything, this person over here doing anything. You talk to them maybe twice a year.
Well, that was the thing that was missing when we moved to the West Coast, because I didn't have a single relative. Actually, I had an aunt and uncle that lived in San Diego. So I drove out there to see them, but, you know, that was like few and far between.
Right.
So I felt like my children needed more family around in their lives, and we needed more family support as a family.
Right.
So we just ended up going back to the East Coast. But, you know, since then I've been back and forth, you know, for work regularly, yearly, annually. I just actually came back from LA like the whole month of October, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I was out there probably about the whole month. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I still go back, but just out of an experience, just going to experience what it's like being out there and what type of support I would get from my peers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was an awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weren't as close as you thought you were.
Well, you know, when it comes to professional livelihood and, you know, that sort of thing, I thought it would be a little more, you know, a little tighter. You feel me?
That kind of help is an investment. Not everybody's got it to give. A lot of people, when they help somebody, they need to see that come back. And if the ROI is looking a little shaky, sometimes they won't do it.
And if you didn't want to audition against anyone else, though,
That
your
kinda
heart
sounds like
wasn't
you're not
really in it.
Yeah, you're not really there.
Well, yeah, because I'm not an actor primarily. I'm not an actor.
Right.
I can act. I got energy. I got passion. I got a personality.
Right.
But that's that's not.
But sometimes people look for something in them and someone else to be like, yeah, we could, you know. And if it's like you're not really on that time, it's like somebody, one of your cousins or something come to you and be like, yo, why don't you put me on one of your records? But they don't really write raps. They don't put
really
in the
sing.
time that
Right.
you put in. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll look at it like, you'll be like, all right, maybe.
Yeah, but it's just like endorsements now. You're a rapper, you're an artist, you famous. It makes sense
Yeah.
for your fan base, your following, for your film. You know, they were doing a lot of movies where they were throwing rappers in there,
Yeah.
putting artists in there, and it helped to increase sales and the popularity of a
Right.
film.
Right.
So yeah, on one side, but on the other side, we brought something to the table. I brought special ed to the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With all the fans. You understand? So, it's debatable.
Would you still, are you still interested in acting in something?
If there's something there that's for me, I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind, but I'm not chasing that shit down.
Right. But what's for you?
Somebody say, yo, I got this role, be perfect for you.
Right.
Or yo, I got this movie if you want to
Be the cartel king
Or you want me
power.
No.
with Tommy. You the plug.
I'm not
Nah.
I'm not doing nothing that's gonna be destructive in a certain sense. Ain't nothing wrong with a cartel movie, this or that, but there's a lot of funny shit tied up into that too.
I got you.
And I ain't really got nothing against funny people, but I ain't promoting certain things. You
got
feel
you.
me? I'm not gonna be with promoting certain things. I see a lot of shit on TV where it's real questionable. I don't even really watch TV like that, but when I glance at it, it's like, the fuck going on here?
Right.
And I can't do that.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
It seems like which leads us to where we are now. It feels like all of these experiences, from being the youngest boy in the house to being the youngest in charge and doing all this stuff in school and getting all this abuse and going through all this stuff super early, brings us right back around to where you are now with Seal.
Right.
And you advocating for children, advocating for the community to help them avoid the things that you witnessed and went through firsthand.
Exactly. And that's really the main point in why I started SEAL, which is special ed, arts and literacy. So the main point was because I wanted to help the younger generation, for one, to understand the meaning of real life and not follow fiction. You understand? And then a lot of them are born into this newer age where all they see is reckless behavior surrounding our culture. And that's not what our culture was founded on. It was founded on, love, unity. You know
Peace,
what I'm
love,
saying?
unity, having fun.
Yeah,
Right.
peace, love, unity, and having fun. So they need to understand that. If they don't know that, they're going to think
This is the way.
This is the life for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. So that's why I try to go and reprogram them to understand what this is about and look for that in it and learn to discern between the ratchet shit and the positivity.
Right.
And just try to put back some positivity in their minds, because they're looking at everything like drama, like clout chasing, like violence. And that's what I do with SEAL. And then telling them my story, because a lot of their school age, I started at school age. So I show them how you can make the right decisions and still be successful. You can go out here and choose to do the right thing and still be successful. You don't have to do crime. You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to be this way or that way to appease anybody. You can be yourself, and you can be morally upstanding and still be successful.
That seems like an uphill battle, though. Shout out to D1. D1 just got finished actually pointing out how it can be better and how things. And
Yeah, but it's your approach. You gotta understand, like, okay, someone who's never had to sell drugs to take care of their family wouldn't understand someone selling drugs to take care of their family, because that was never an option to them. You dig what I'm saying?
Well, I come from a generation where I perfectly understand all of it.
Right.
Totally. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. I understand from the drugs to the crime to the grimiest shit. I'm from that place
Right.
on the Ave, but I never brought that into music. I was, like I said, I done went through shit before my first record. I had a record. I had a record before a record.
Right.
I never said nothing about it. I never mentioned it in my career. I never mentioned it on wax. I never talked about it as an artist.
Right.
Because I don't have to perpetuate or push that out to the public.
But was that the state of the industry that you were in at the time?
No, they had artists that chose to. They had artists that chose to talk about the grimy shit.
Right.
Artists that wanted to appear hardcore
Right.
when they was not. You understand? They just had a persona.
That a persona that they wanted to push out there.
Yeah.
But
Period.
there were plenty of personas.
Right.
Just
No,
some
that's-
of them were dangerous.
That's true though, because
Dangerous to the
listen,
listener.
listen to how many
No, dangerous to an imitator.
listen to how
Right.
many
Not
guests we
necessarily
had up
listener.
here.
Because someone at our age listen
Right.
to this music, we're not going outside like, yeah, I want to do that too. It's dangerous to the youth because they listen and imitate.
Well, that's why I go out there and I dispel those images and notions.
Right.
I let them know that they're doing this to make money. You know what I'm saying? They're doing this. And the problem is that it's influencing the youth to behave that way and to react that way. They don't know how to conversate anymore. They don't know how to have a debate peacefully. They don't know how to agree to disagree. They go straight to violence. They go straight to a harsh reaction.
Right.
And we're just trying to correct that from an early age. From the same age they pushing the bullshit is the same age I'm pushing the right message to counteract it, just so they can see there's a real difference and somebody's addressing it. Somebody's telling you. You know what I'm saying? Because if nobody tells you, then you grow up with the one perception, one story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going out there as someone that has experienced it on both sides. I've experienced the real harsh realities of life, but I've never brought that into music. I never rapped about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I never rapped about my life experiences.
So do you feel like, all right, you didn't rap about your life experiences. So were you personifying a different character?
I was personifying positivity, a positive light, a positive frame of mind. I was actually manifesting positivity. I was manifesting empowerment. I was manifesting wealth. That's what I was doing. Because surely at 15 years old, I did not have an island. I did not have 74 Honda scooters. I did not have a car, much less every other month.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Dog with the
But I
sourdough
manifested these things with my messages.
Right.
And when people heard it and repeated it, they also manifested
these
that.
things, so.
The same success, the same, the same things.
Right.
So that was the point and the purpose. But you have to also understand now, that was a time and an age of Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, who you calling a bitch? Now I'm a bad bitch. You understand?
Right.
So, and that was fight the power and talking about the problems within our political system and the government and the, jail pipelines and shit like that. Now, they invested in fucking privatized prisons. You understand?
I said that on a record recently.
There you go.
These new rappers ain't hitting, but we going platinum in private-owned prisons.
Exactly. So it's just about, it's a way to talk about these things consciously and socially, but not glorifying it. You understand? Public Enemy spoke about real atrocities, the crack epidemic, without glorifying it. You understand? So
But
when you send a message out to the masses and you're influential to your people, your culture, and your family, you have to be sensitive about how you do that. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, you got to be realistic about real life, because you can't be trying to still be ignorant just because somebody is trying to be positive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What do you mean?
like I hear people talking about feeble threats and laughable shit, all because people pointing out reality and positivity.
Are you talking about the NWA situation?
Even that's one example.
D1
I thought he
Music
meant
with
the
Rick
D1.
Ross and all of that.
Yeah, even that. I mean, once again, though, it is kind of how you say things or how you approach things.
Yeah, because you can't chastise a grown man
Right.
publicly.
Okay, well, that's the thing now.
That's just period.
It's
Like,
chastising is one thing.
Right.
And I agree, how you approach things or how you discuss things, but in my opinion, I was just stating facts because I was there.
Right.
I was right there at the table. And none of the people that spoke up was there.
Okay, let's get to
Zero.
it. What was the effect? What was the effect that you felt like, okay, this NWA thing is popping off? What was the change that you saw?
Okay, let me just state this. When I first heard them, I thought it was parody. It was really funny to me, to be honest. Because even though they were talking about some things that happen in the hood, it was so forward and so
Exaggerated?
exaggerated, right? That to me it seemed like parody in a sense.
Right.
However, they didn't take it as parody. They kept perpetuating it as reality. And that's where the problem came in. Because it increased the participation in that behavior. It increased how many people now wanted to go that route. We were in a culture where we were leading our people into consciousness. We were waking up, you understand? We were addressing social issues all around the country. And then they just took this one genre, let's say, and made that the standard, the gold standard for everyone.
Well,
And-
I guess it was because of the records that they were selling. Now, as a business, looking at it from a business perspective, like most of these labels, not really caring about the message or the outcome. I'm pretty sure if Tribe Called Quest went 2 times diamond, then everybody would have been a conscious rapper. But when you're looking at the success of a group coming out of California and looking at their environment, let's think about it.
Well, let's hold on. Let's back this up.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with where they were from. It has nothing to do with California. It has nothing to do with the circumstances there, because those are the same circumstances that existed everywhere.
Right.
Every ghetto, everywhere. New York was plagued with gangs and gang violence, even prior to hip hop.
We definitely held the murder
We
the
lost-
murder capital for a while. Right.
Okay, so we know way too much about gangs already.
Right.
You understand? So when these artists were coming out now trying to wake us up and get us out of the depths of hell, it was for a purpose. We already been there. We already been to hell. We seen it. We lived the crack epidemic at the same damn time. You understand? But we wasn't up here talking about, at least I wasn't.
Right.
You understand? So it's just about, not even just about one person doing it, because like I said, it was funny. I thought it was funny. But repeatedly over and over again and everybody doing it, that's when it's not funny no more.
But you got to look at who introduced all of that. It wasn't NWA that introduced it. It was Jerry Heller. And every other institution. Come on, let's keep it real.
We got to change that. We got to change that. Like,
What you mean? What we got to change?
I
NWA went to
It's
get
a
a
part-
deal, bro. They went to get a
Understood.
deal from a white man, and that white man said, "Yo, this is gonna sell."
No, he was right.
and he was right.
Okay, NWA wasn't out there to the national public.
No,
Preaching their-
understand
preaching
what
their
you're
message?
saying. Like I said, for them, it's a business. It's a business, bro.
Right.
I think this is gonna sell. I'm going to invest in it. Now,
Right.
if
And
this,
I'm gonna make it national.
If this blows up, guess what we're gonna guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna find more artists that sound like them.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're not dropping albums, we're still gonna make the same money off the same audience.
Okay, I agree with you.
And it brought us to where we at now.
And
Exactly.
Here's the hole in that theory. There have been other artists who have done phenomenal, and they didn't copy them. They didn't look to get another one of those.
Right.
They stayed with this same formula, even though that formula was not as successful after NWA got done with it. Like, we haven't seen another NWA group out here. Outkast went diamond.
Right.
Where's the other Outkast?
Right.
How come we didn't forward that? Because I believe there's an agenda. I believe destruction is way more popular than positivity. I believe if two people stop to give each other a hug, nobody stops to see it. Two people fist fighting, all the phones come out, everybody stops.
Right.
I believe destruction in has always been more popular.
Until fist fights become so regular. That
But
now
who's,
people
mo-
stop
but
and
who's the
see hugs.
institutions?
Now you gotta
But who's the institutions responsible for marketing this
Oh no!
and perpetuating it to everyone?
But understand, again, bro. You're talking about people who live in the suburbs, parent their children, so they don't become like that. The effect of this music trickles down to the households
Who are
of
vulnerable.
the kids who are sitting in front of the TV like this, getting no parenting. That's what it shit. Or goes outside and you see people doing what they're rapping about, and you want to become part of it.
I saw this cartoon, and there was this one little kid, and it was like this demon hanging around him. There's two of them having a conversation. One was like, "You're not gonna go get this kid right there? He's like all by himself." And he was like, his parents have given him way too high self-esteem for me to, like, he's a waste of time. This one over here, though, his parents don't give a fuck about him. It's up. And I was like, so art just imitated life, because that's exactly how it is. The kid who he's describing in the suburbs is sitting there with two parents who are really getting it in. It is parody. It sounds like parody. NWA sounds funny. It's like, oh, look at this. This shit is hilarious. Oh shit. There's no way. Even if it's real, it's still funny. Like, there's no way this is real.
I'm
never gonna do this
I totally
shit.
get
Right.
where y'all brothers is coming from. All I'm saying is that we're not the ones that's responsible for projecting that.
No, we're the ones who are responsible.
And we're not
for
the ones that's
creating it.
making money off of that neither.
This is the other thing, though. If it were actual gang members that have lived some sort of that lifestyle that were rapping that way, I might have understood where they was coming from. But these were all nice guys, not gang members. They were not living that life. Some was college educated. You understand? So
Again, it doesn't negate the choices that people take.
And we're right
Suge
back to
Knight.
intentions.
Suge Knight was college educated.
And he was in college. He was
Still Suge Knight.
football, all that.
right, but he was actually participating in some of that lifestyle at some point.
At some point.
Right, he got there.
Now, was it before or after college? You got to wonder that.
Okay, now let's forget about the education part. Was it before or after the entertainment industry? Because what I'm saying is, before the entertainment industry, they wasn't doing none. They still were not doing none of that. You understand? They may have people around them, but they wasn't. They wasn't.
Right.
I mean, I know they wasn't. And respect to them all, but they was imitating something. And that's the point. The point is, y'all imitating something here. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, I'm saying I could have been talking about some stuff. I could have been rapping about some stuff.
You're from Flatbush. You went to E-Hall. You definitely.
Absolutely.
You definitely could.
How many guests we had up
stuff.
here that made music that totally negates the lifestyle that they seen in their environment? Mr. Cheeks, all kind of people.
But again,
talk about
no,
that in their
it
music.
is, and to make I agree with you. It is an agenda, because if you look at the big three, they don't rap about shit like that. But we keep seeing this cookie cutter image of the gangsters. Drake, Kendrick, Cole.
None of them talk
They
that
don't
shit.
rap about shit like that. But we keep getting this cookie cutter image of the gangsters.
If success was what we were chasing, we would see way more of those three.
Right. Unless the Tupac numbers was just so ridiculous that they're like, we can't give up on this formula. We're gonna find another one somewhere. You know what I mean?
So let's flip it just to further that, just to piggyback off that point. One of the most successful, critically acclaimed female art women in the business we've ever seen was Lauryn Hill.
And she was never asked
We've
to make another
never,
album.
not only did she not get it, but we've never seen anybody try to duplicate that. And that lane was wide open after she left. And successful as shit. The proof was in the pudding. The ROI was like a motherfucker. You're in the black like a motherfucker.
I'm gonna show you something.
Where's everybody else?
Yo, did we do this already? Did we do this?
What?
Everybody got Instagram in here?
Oh yeah, you go to
we
your
did that.
explore
We did
page
that.
and all that. Yeah,
We
yeah.
did that?
I got nothing but a bunch of big booty girls on my.
Big booties and boxes.
I'm an ex-convict,
Boxing
bro.
and big
Yeah,
booties.
that's
I'm an
it.
ex-convict, bro. I got nothing but a bunch of big booty girls on my shit.
I'm so frustrated
And knowledgeable
with
stuff.
YouTube.
Trust me, I got a lot of knowledgeable scientific stuff on there.
I go to the homepage and I see all the shit that I've already seen. There's no, hey, check out this new thing.
Nah, they figure you want to
It's
see
all
more.
the same
Yeah.
regurgitated
It's reading
shit.
your
And I'm
algorithm.
like, yo, what the fuck? Stop giving me
It's
this
by
shit. I don't
design.
want to watch it no more.
It's by design.
Yeah.
You don't want to watch
It's
it
the
no more,
Matrix.
show me. As long as you keep pressing play, I'm going to keep shoving this. Like, here you go, here's more.
I learned
Exactly
that.
how
I
the radio
learned that.
is.
I didn't learn about that until a year after I came home from jail. After doing 7 years, I said, "Oh, this shit is an algorithm. So let me look up how to create businesses, how to eat better, how to do this, how to do that, and of course,
Yeah, it's
women.
it.
I love women. So, and
It-
that
it-
is what started popping up in my algorithm.
Right.
So it's not actually a bad thing.
Yeah, but
It's not
until
Depends
you
on
watch
what you
all the
into.
shit, until you watch all the shit, and you're like, all right, I've seen it all. Give me something else.
To a certain extent, it's a distraction.
It's always a distraction. It's always a distraction.
So
So that's all, man. I just try to make sure that the youth I come across, I go to the school where they have masses of youth, and I talk to them about my experience, you know, starting as a teenage entertainer in school and coming up and just my path. And just show them there's options, you know what I mean? Like you say, the big three, you know, you show them that you can do something else. You don't have to follow this pattern.
Right.
You know, this pattern is destructive. This one is productive. And that's basically it. I tell them they don't have to die to be famous. That's my slogan. You ain't got to die to be famous. And that's really my point in going out here because of all the deaths. I've seen so many deaths over the past decade in hip hop. I mean, back in the days, Scott LaRock passed and we all felt it. It was years before somebody else passed. Maybe Guru
Big L.
passed, Big L.
Right.
Some were not violent, some were health related. And then, you know, here and there was some violence, but, you know, there were accidents, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, over the past 10 years, right, every year is just
multiple rap artists that's dying.
Assassinations.
At the hands of gun violence, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And like you said, you did some time. Are you coming out here advocating crime?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
The complete opposite.
Well, this is my point. Real human beings in real life, this is not what we do. We don't come from hardship and suffering and advocate hardship and suffering.
Right.
So that was my you know, part of my point, but that's my message when I go out here to these kids, because I'm gonna still tell the kids the truth. I don't care how nobody feel about it. You understand? Like, I'm not here to make no grown ass people happy.
Sugarcoat.
Right, I'm not sugarcoating nothing for nobody to appease them. I'm telling these kids the truth from my eyes. This is my truth.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell it. That's why I got this organization, sealartsandliteracy.org. Y'all wanna help me to get out there? Go on there. Y'all could donate, support, do whatever, but that's what I'm gonna do with my life. Because I've been there, like you said, I've been through it. I've seen the pattern of abuse, etc. And I don't want kids going through that.
Yeah.
I don't want them used to be murdered, used to be assassinated. That's crazy. I wouldn't want my child in this industry based on what I'm seeing. The mortality rate is one of the most dangerous jobs
exponential.
in the world.
Yeah.
It's probably worse than being a police right now. The amount of artists getting killed. Like, just because they want to be artists. That's not fair. That's not fair to their parents. That's not fair to them, their families, and us. We got to watch these kids getting killed. That shit hurt me every time. It's like teenagers. And then a lot of time they might be out there talking shit, talking reckless, waving ratchets in their videos, but they conditioned to do this shit for success.
Right.
And I'm just trying to recondition the mind, man. Just let them do something else, man.
I think
You
with
know?
the influx of information, kind of, it exposes the base instincts of a human. What snatches your attention immediately, and then in turn it turns it into some sort of culture.
Subculture.
But it's not really a culture. If you're walking past a crowd of people and a woman walks by and she's naked in the crowd, it's just gonna catch your attention. She's naked? Oh,
Why?
shit.
What happened? Where's she coming from?
But every day it's like, all right, this was a response. People responded to this, so now let's take this and use this as a marketing plan. Get naked, be ratchet, say sexual things because it appeals to the base nature of human beings.
Well, it's just like I was saying about the internet now and platforms and the clickbait. Sometimes you have to make something interesting because, like I said, if you know special ed's cat gave birth to kittens, is not going to get the attention, the clicks, as something with a more dramatic title or headline. So, you know, I understand, but we have to find a line where we thinking about ourselves, our families, our culture, and where we're going as a people.
Integrity.
Integrity, there you go.
Integrity.
That's it, man. It's
That's
really
what it
all about
takes.
integrity, morality, just, you know, real life. This is what I'm saying about real life. I didn't change who I am to conform to who the industry wants me to be or wants me to portray or the message they want me to send to these kids in today's time. Like, I'm sure they don't want me going out there telling these kids this shit is fake. But I got to. Because if I don't tell them it's fake, they're going to think it's real. And it's only real to certain pockets. It's not real to everybody. And those pockets is living a whole delusion. They caught up in the matrix right now. You know, whether they banging or whatever they doing, they don't need to. You don't see the rest of the world even concerned about what we doing. They living their lives. It could be the most dangerous city. You see other nationalities and other cultures, they just walking around doing them. Because we don't pay them no mind, we hate each other. We trying to kill each other. We not going after them. They've made it so that we are at war with each other. Mm-hmm. They don't care. You understand?
Right.
They don't care. They still touring, tourism. They around the most dangerous places in the world chilling. Because it's of no consequence to them. They're not in danger.
Right.
We are, you know?
From each other.
And that's not the move.
Not at all.
I'm not your enemy, black man. Black man, black woman, I'm not your enemy.
I knew that was coming.
I'm not here to fight
I was going to say it, but then I was like, I would just let MECC say it.
That's MECC line right there.
I'm not here to fight
I'm not your enemy.
Then wake up, looking to destroy you, looking to hurt you, looking to do you no
We
kind
are
of
not
damage.
each other's enemies.
Right.
We've just been taught that.
Right.
And
Programmed.
it is learned, it is programmed behavior. And it's being programmed, unfortunately, through our entertainment. Whether it be music or movies or social media. Because now social media is the voice when you're not a rapper or an actor. And they making people now make content. And most of the content that gets any attention is emotionally disturbing content. Mm-hmm. And that's the trend.
That's a fact.
So you're witnessing trauma daily and digesting it.
And then you become desensitized to it.
Exactly.
You feel nothing.
And that allows for more of your own to be killed and murdered without a voice of
Resistance.
That's
And
right.
you know what's crazy is that, like, I watch a lot of stuff on social media, but one of the things I try to stay away from is not being like desensitized to regular daily activities. So, like, for instance, driving your car, the light is green, but somebody's trying to cross the street with a child, right? You like, all right, go ahead. You know what I mean? Whereas you see stuff on social media every day where somebody will just run and hit the woman, the man, and a child and not feel nothing. And you're watching this and you're like, oh, I see this like 30 times a day. Like, it ain't about nothing. You know what? I'm going to do it too. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part, is that this is the shit that we fighting with. We are fighting against being regular human beings, like being good
No,
people.
you're fighting against programming.
Right.
You're
You
trying
gotta
to
know-
maintain your humanity.
Listen, and I know it's difficult for the generation that came up like after the 2000s because that's what you're witnessing. You know what I'm saying?
All the time,
I have
24/7.
to tell my kids, like, nah, you ain't watching this. This ain't, what?
Yeah, I seen that. I seen you do that.
What the fuck? Nah, turn this off. I don't care if it's cartoon characters. Just look at this shit. Mickey Mouse is killing people? What the fuck? And as much as you try to like put parental controls on things, it's still stuff that slips through the cracks. You gotta wonder who's the sick motherfucker that's making this shit and uploading it as kids' content.
Name
it's
them
happening.
names.
Right.
Well,
Name
that's
them
why
names.
we have to actively advocate our messages and positivity to the children, because otherwise they're going to pay more attention to this negative stuff than what they need to pay attention to, the positive. How do we uplift ourselves and be successful? If you steady worrying about all this drama, how you going to become successful?
Facts.
When do you have time to think about your path to success? Because all you want to do is take your time to find the ratchetness and look at some drama. You're not studying how to be successful anymore. You just want to know where it's at. Where the drama at?
And you're also manifesting it into your own life.
Facts.
Yes. That is a turbo fact.
Careful with that.
Just got to be more responsible as a people. That's all. Seal.
The Magnificent.
Amen.
The magnificent.
Thank you
Times 10.
for your contribution to our culture and your continued contribution to our kids.
Thank you for having me, man.
Special ed.
Special ed.
Big Brooklyn. Big Brooklyn. Super Big Brooklyn.
Amen.
The greatest feeling in the world was holding my own gun. I'm hypertensive, but all my decisions been wholesome. My independence had me flipping on siblings I stole from. Said I'm just big and loud. Well, £0.5 pound is my silent treatment. I punched out plugs I could've stopped from eating.
Stash of the product, shy nigga got a gun in a mask in the grass, it's a pop-up. I was Robin Hood with the stock, don't get shot up. Now I'm watching Robin Hood and my stocks, they just shot up.